Sometimes when you have a cold, you just can't breathe. Luckily, nothing opens air passages faster than Breathe Right nasal strips. Breathe better with Breathe Right, in sizes for kids and adults.
If you've ever looked at the sky and wondered if we were alone, we're not. Mel Gibson, here it comes. M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. Own it today on video and Vista Series DVD.
Holiday bills arrived. KFC can help with amazing savings on original recipe chicken. For a limited time, get a 7-piece bucket of legs and thighs for only $5, or a 14-piece bucket of legs and thighs for only $10. Enjoy America's favorite chicken today.
It's hard to lose your best friend, especially when it's your son. I pry into his life. He said, I'll never treat my son like this. And I think, if you love him, you will.
It's all new with Renee Zellweger, plus Stump the Bed tonight.
New clues in the kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart. When she was snatched 7 months ago, there was only one eyewitness. Now, her 10-year-old sister speaks out for the first time.
And if the person who took her is listening right now,
I'd say we should let her go.
A 48 Hours investigates exclusive Friday.
Med returns with all new episodes. January 17th, the tiniest patients will be these doctors' biggest challenge.
Try not to... I can't!
4 babies. One night you'll never forget.
is my baby okay?
An all-new Med returns, CBS Friday, January 17th.
At 20 years old, he was drafted. Now, at 55 years old, he's speaking out against the process. I'm News Channel 7's Kimberly Bookman. I'll introduce you to him tonight at 11.
So, do you think the draft should be reinstated?
Go to newschannel7online.com and vote on our web poll results at 11. Also tonight, the feds review findings in the Charlotte commuter plane crash.
The FAA orders the airline that operated the plane to check the safety of 45 others immediately. For the very latest developments, new at 11.
Stay up to date on the news you want with News Channel 7's InfoAlert. Instantly get breaking news, updates on top stories, and a preview of the day's news wherever you get email. To sign up for this news service, log on to newschannel7online.com.
It's what you've come to love and expect at Bilo, and it's here again. Bilo's Buy One, Get One Free sale. Shop and save with your bonus card and stock up on all your favorites, because when you buy one, you get one free. Quality and freshness at everyday low prices.
Everybody's favorite way to save.
The Toyota Tundra received the highest overall rating by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. And now get $1,250 cash back on the Tundra. All making the decision to get one. Not that tough. With great deals like this, now's the best time to buy one. Toyota means quality, and quality means confidence. See your local Toyota dealer today.
Storm Team 7, the accuracy that's on your side.
You know when you feel the weight of sadness. You may feel exhausted, hopeless, and anxious. Whatever you do, you feel lonely and don't enjoy the things you once loved. Things just don't feel like they used to. These are some symptoms of depression, a serious medical condition affecting over 20 million Americans. While the cause is unknown, depression may be related to an imbalance of natural chemicals between nerve cells in the brain. Prescription Zoloft works to correct this imbalance. You just shouldn't have to feel this way anymore. Only your doctor can diagnose depression. Zoloft is not for everyone. People taking MAOIs or Pimozide shouldn't take Zoloft. Side effects may include dry mouth, insomnia, sexual side effects, diarrhea, nausea, and sleepiness. Zoloft is not habit-forming. Talk to your doctor about Zoloft, the #1 prescribed brand of its kind. Zoloft. When you know more about what's wrong, you can help make it right.
A shift can change a person, a life, the world. Or it can simply change the way you move through it.
Planetarium.
Venus or Mars? Which am I? Quick.
Some calls can't wait. Get the most whenever minutes from T-Mobile.
Get more.
Not everything can be as good as the original, but Diet Dr. Pepper is. Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper.
D.C. is a city of politicians. Police Chief Jack Mannion isn't one of them.
Punch anyone today?
No, but it's early. But in his hands,
I'm a crime fighter.
this nation's capital is secure.
Wouldn't go get this guy. It's showtime.
Go!
It's comforting to know there are still good men.
The district. Then, when America is at risk, these CIA agents put their lives on the line.
That's our mission.
Don't miss The Agency, following the district, CBS Saturday.
At Shell, we have 3 grades of gasoline. First, there's clean. Then there's clean. And finally, there's clean. Shell gasoline helps keep your engine clean, so it can perform better. Funny how one thing always seems to lead to another.
The biggest clearance sale ever. No down payment and no interest till February 2004. Going on now at Jeff Lynch Appliance and TV Center. Whirlpool's large capacity washer dryer pair, only $377. Hitachi's 50-inch big screen TV, only $995. Amana's 25 cubic foot ice and water refrigerator, only $788. $100 instant cash rebate on Genair ranges. For the very best selection, brands, and price, come to Jeff Lynch Appliance and TV Center's January clearance sale.
The Toyota Corolla, rated the best compact car in initial quality 3 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates. Now, hurry in for incredible deals on Corolla, the best-selling car in the world. With great deals going on, now's the best time to buy one. Toyota means quality, and quality means confidence. See your local Toyota dealer today.
News Channel 7, broadcasting in digital high definition.
If you've seen this real missing person, please contact your local FBI office or go online at www.fbi.gov.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
This disturbing video of a dog being shot by a police officer has a lot of you talking tonight. The police department justifies its actions. Next at 11.
How good is Ragu's new meat sauce? So good, it'll get them out of the kitchen. Now Ragu makes it the same way you do, with half a pound of meat. New Ragu Rich and Meaty.
One of these women uses Suave Advanced Therapy Lotion. The other pays more for Lubriderm Advanced Therapy. Both have skin that's moisturized. So who is who? If you can't tell, why should we? Suave. Don't you look smart?
Next Thursday.
You all right?
A pregnant woman with a medical emergency disappears from a New York hospital.
Spook.
It's not just a mystery.
See the way he's pressed up against her? That could be a gun.
It's a race to save 2 lives.
If she doesn't deliver in the next 24 hours, it could be fatal for her and her child.
All new Without a Trace next Thursday after CSI.
Tonight on an all-new Late Show, Dave welcomes Chicago star Renee Zellweger, plus Chuck Barris and a U.S. soldier's marriage proposal from Afghanistan. First to your local news.
Could yesterday's deadly plane crash have been prevented? New details emerge from the NTSB.
The draft coming back? Some upstate lawmakers are actually considering it, while local military officers think it's a bad idea.
Plus, don't put down that drink. It may be saving your life. Details in a 7 on your side medical report next at 11.
Live and on your side, this is News Channel 7 at 11.
But when you start running a string of things together about the weight, then it has significance. And we have enough concern that we are going to follow all of that to the logical conclusion.
The weight of the baggage aboard doomed Flight 5481 is raising red flags with federal investigators tonight. Thanks for being with us. As the investigation moves forward, there's also concern tonight about even more planes. The flight that crashed in Charlotte was a Midwest Airjet operating under U.S. Airways banner. Tonight, the FAA is ordering that 40 planes serviced at the West Virginia maintenance facility be checked over to be sure that they're in working order. Minutes ago, the National Transportation Safety Board finished its latest briefing on the cause of the crash that killed 21. The center of attention tonight, the baggage brought aboard by the 19 passengers. Tom Crabtree standing by with the very latest for us.
Amy, tonight's briefing was again conducted by John Golia, the NTSB's point man in this investigation. He had said earlier today that the plane was loaded within 100 pounds of its limit. Tonight he's been talking about the baggage and discrepancies over how many bags should have been allowed aboard the Beech 1900 aircraft en route to GSP International. Golia says baggage handlers noted there were 2 bags that were particularly heavy, and there were conflicting documents over the number of bags Air Midwest allowed aboard the plane. The NTSB is checking everything about this plane, this flight, the people aboard, the things aboard, in the search for the cause of yesterday's crash. Baggage handlers had conflicting documents on the number of bags allowed aboard the plane, and Golia says they went to the captain to resolve it.
Let's talk about the person outside the airplane who's loading the bags. He now finds himself in a conflict. He has one document that says that he should put 26 bags on it, and as I understand it, that's the document he received before the airplane even came in. And he had a subsequent document that says 32. So he was querying the captain on which one was the proper one. And the captain, and it's not clear at this point in time, I can't tell you how this process evolved, but the captain did tell the RAM serviceman that 31 bags was okay.
The baggage was packed behind the passenger compartment. If those bags weren't distributed properly, could have thrown the plane out of trim. Golia also says after the plane underwent scheduled maintenance on Monday, the flight data recorder shows erratic movement of the plane's elevator on 7 subsequent flights, but the pilot reported no control problems. The plane crashed on the 8th flight. Golia says much of the on-site investigation will be finished tomorrow. Families of the victims will be taken to the crash scene in the afternoon. Now, we've talked about this earlier. Golia had no knowledge of this, but as Amy mentioned, the FAA has told Air Midwest to check 45 other planes serviced at the airline's facility in West Virginia to ensure they're safe. We checked with GSP International to see if any of those planes are at GSP tonight. The airport spokesperson wasn't sure and referred us to U.S. Airways. We still don't have a call back. Our best advice, call ahead to check on your flights before you head to the airport. Now, this is raising a lot of questions with those of you who fly, and some of you say you just don't feel safe on regional carriers. And there may be cause for concern. An NTSB study in the early 90s found that they were twice as likely to be in accidents as large airliners. The FAA imposed tougher safety standards on them. But has it made a difference? Data from the Regional Airline Association shows that accidents on small planes actually increased. The NTSB tells us it hasn't done another study to find out if regional carriers are safer today, though a spokesman says it's widely believed in the industry that they are. Make sure to stay with News Channel 7 for the very latest on this investigation. Our coverage will continue starting at 5 tomorrow morning on Daybreak. You can also
and rolls to a stop at the Panthers' 28-yard line. Well, the Saints 2 weeks ago were 9-4, but then here in New Orleans, the Vikings came from behind late, scored a touchdown on the pass to Randy, 2 points. The ball was dropped by Dante Culpepper, but he picked it up and went in, and Minnesota won 32-31. Then last week in Cincinnati against a 1-13 team, the Bengals kept running it at the Saints, ran for 240 yards, and beat New Orleans 20-13.
With a tight end. They ran it with a guy that was a tight end.
After a 57-yard punt, the Panthers, first down, Rodney Pete, and everybody out, has time, throws and completes it to the tight end, Jermaine Wiggins, up at the 42-yard line. Good for a first down. Sammy Knight made the tackle.
He had time, too. You know, Rodney Peete had some time to make this. Look at the protection up front. The guys are giving him protection. He has a pocket. See that? When you have the pocket and you can step up into that pocket and throw your whole body, your leg, you're going to have to follow through your arm. It's that pocket that a quarterback needs. And if that's not there, then that's when the passing game for any team falls apart.
Martin Chase is in a tackle for the Saints, replacing Grady Jackson. The draw play. Nick Goings gets across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. Charles Grant, the rookie out of Georgia, who has played very well, made the tackle.
You know, you mentioned he is. I like this guy. I like that young rookie, Charles Grant. He's a good rusher. He and Darren Howard, the other end. You know, they can get upfield. They can turn the corner. I think what they've lacked this year is you look at the sack numbers that they have. You know, I think what they lack is that inside guy, that Leroy Glover, that accounted so much pressure right up the middle.
Beat sends everybody out, throws to the sideline, a little too high. Great attempt by Nick Goings coming out of the backfield. James Allen is covering on the play. Passed on a little too long for Goings.
Take a look at the pocket here. And see, you know, when you're talking about Leroy Glover.
Yeah.
Okay, and he used to get that pocket presence. Look at, see this? Stuffed, and there's no push inside, and that's what it's all about. And when you don't have that push right up the center, then you don't get nothing. Donnelly did a heck of a job there, as did Nesbitt Mitchell.
On third down, empty backfield. Peters runs down, he goes. The ball came loose and was recovered by Melvin Tootin. Charles Grant forced the fumble. Melvin Tootin, the right tackle, recovered, but good pressure that time from the outside by the Saints.
He just beat him on the snap. He beat him off the snap. Sam, I want you to take a look. Here's Melvin Tootin, and watch where he is. Right now, he's beat because he's given up his outside shoulder. He's trying to bail so fast to keep up with the speed of Charles Grant. He's just turning his shoulders to the sideline, and once the tackle turns his shoulder to the sidelines, it makes for an easy corner.
Todd Sauerbrunn with another punt. Michael Lewis steps up to the 17. Picks up a block, spins, down he goes at the 25-yard line. But on the exchange of punts, the Saints move out a little bit from the shadow of their goalposts. 42-yard punt, 6-yard return. Saints a 3-0 lead. Atlanta is trailing early in the second quarter in Cleveland, 3-0.
Sam, you know, this game is going to be about who can have the most patience. You know, nobody likes to just get a couple of yards. You've got to meticulate your way downfield. Because I don't believe there's going to be a huge play given up unless a defense gambles. If you gamble and they catch you, then it could be done. Otherwise, it's going to be about field position and battling for yards.
Saints go empty backfield with 3 wide receivers, and McAllister on the back. That pass thrown behind the intended receiver and almost picked off by Terry Cousin.
Listen to the boos coming out. Fans have really been down on their quarterback, Aaron Brooks.
Now, Brooks claims he's not hurting, Bill. What do you think?
Well, there's something wrong with his throwing shoulder. I know that. I can see it. And look at the accuracy. It's been a problem. See how he's turning away from the defender. He knows it's coming out. No quarterback wants to get hit. But it was obvious right there. He's trying to protect that throwing shoulder. They say he has a bruised deltoid. I don't think a bruised deltoid lasts for 5 weeks. I think it's more severe.
It's 2 for 8. The screen pass was deflected and almost intercepted by Michael Rucker. And the fans of the Superdome really getting on their Saints. Despite their 3-0 lead, there is a flag on the play and an injured player down for Carolina. It's against the Saints, a personal foul. Al Wallace is down, holding the left leg.
May have been what the penalty was on.
Personal foul, leg whip. Offense, number 71.
That's what it was.
After this is to the goal, repeat second down.
Spencer Falau.
Leg whip.
Leg whip Al Wallace. He had him beat. Here's Falau, 71. Leg whip is the 15-yard penalty. This is illegal. Watch, he hasn't beat. Now watch him spin back and right here kick his leg out. See that kick to the knee?
Tripped him up.
On the other end here, watch 93. Gets the push on Turley, then gets the hands up. That's, you know, that's exactly how you're taught to do it. And that's exactly how you want to rush Kyle Turley as well. You want to get your hands inside him and get that bull rush and let him give up yards. And when he gives up yards and gets in the face of the quarterback, hands up. Rucker with a heck of a play.
Josh Taves, number 91, has replaced Al Wallace, who limps to the bench. 2nd and 22 for the Saints. The handoff inside. Bursting for the hole is McAllister. And he's across the 30 up to the 34. A yard short of a first down, but an outstanding run. And something the Saints really needed right now.
And watch the block. This is called a lead draw. The lead guy is Carl Smith right here, 44. Watch his block up inside. Bang, right there. There it is. Nice job downfield as well. Turley gets to the middle linebacker. Turley's downfield on the linebacker. Terrell Smith is up on the safety. There was the gashing hole.
21-yard run by Deuce McAllister, who's now gone over 1,300 yards rushing for the Saints this season. 3rd player in Saints history to reach that mark. And he's got a first down as he's tripped up as he crosses the 40. In Cleveland, there's action going on. JB's got the update.
Sam, action involving Tim Couch. Take a look at that right leg there. Very delicate, having difficulty going back. So Tim Couch examined on the sidelines for that right leg injury. Fan favorite Kelly Holcomb is in. We will keep you updated as we get the reports. Back to Sam and Bill.
Hey, JB, you know that the fan favorite is always the second-team quarterback. Anywhere, right down here. Heck, they want Jake Delhomme over Aaron Brooks.
5 wide receivers in for the Saints on 1st and 10. Empty backfield. Brooks steps up, wanted to run, and down he goes. Just short of the line of scrimmage. Mike Rucker with the sack, the 2nd of the game for the Panthers, who now have 50 on the season.
Well, Sam, this is where they try to spread you out with 5 wide and then want to draw, quarterback draw at the middle. That's designed. They want to get everybody out of the box and have the front. But the front 4 for Carolina, they're good. I mean, these guys can rush the passer. They play the run. They get penetration. They blow things up. They contain that whole thing. Most teams can't do that with 4 down linemen. Rucker now has 10 sacks on the season. On 2nd down, Brooks throwing short. It's dropped by Joe Horn, and Rucker was on him. Zone blitz coverage. Yeah, you're exactly right, Sam. That's what they're doing. They're coming. The last 2 plays, they've come with some sort of zone fire scheme, zone blitz scheme. They're mixing it up with keeping the safeties deep behind so that they don't give up any big plays, but yet mixing it up with the linebackers and the safeties or corners to that side.
Aaron Brooks 2 for 9 for 18 yards. Here's 3rd and 11. To get to the Panthers 47 for a first down. 4 wide receivers in. Brooks gets time, fires, and completes it to Jake Reed at the Carolina 44. It's a first down and a big one for Aaron Brooks and the Saints. We've come to the end of the first quarter. New Orleans in a must-win situation, leading Carolina 3-0.
Now, from the NFL shop, you can customize your very own official NFL replica jersey. Pick a team, choose a number, use your name or your favorite player. NFL shop can make one in any style you want. Just $79.99. So call now and order for yourself or a friend. 1-877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Everybody's got a little Jeep adventure in them. So you'd better hurry to your Jeep dealer because they want to make this a record-breaking month. Now's a great time to get a Jeep Grand Cherokee with all these great offers. 0% APR financing for 60 months. No monthly payments for 90 days. Plus the protection of a 770 powertrain limited warranty. So get to your Jeep dealer for this factory-authorized opportunity before January 2nd and find the Jeep adventure in you. Check one out today.
Oh, we got a show, people. We got a show.
The designers at Chrysler invite you to preview our holiday collection, a national event featuring our latest styles and designs, where right now, qualified lessees can drive home with a low lease rate of just $199 a month on the always cool, always versatile Chrysler PT Cruiser. But hurry, your invitation runs out December 31st.
Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yippee-ki-yay. At 7:30 tonight on Fox.
Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans. Sam Rosen along with Bill Moss. Saints with a 3-0 lead. I thought that last completion by...
How many beads did you get this weekend?
How many beads?
Yeah, beads on Bourbon Street. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do to get those beads on Bourbon Street, Sammy. I saw you walking in with a whole neck full of them.
After the game. I thought that last completion by Brooks very important for him and his confidence. First down. For the Saints, the play fake by Brooks. He's got time, nobody open, and he throws it away. Getting big pressure from Brenson Buckner, and there's a flag on the play downfield.
I believe they got Terry Cousin here. I believe they got Terry Cousin. Possible pass interference call.
Holding. Defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Terry Cousin, the man.
There's Terry Cousin. Right in there. See that hold right there? He grabbed a hold of Joe Horn. It was more than grabbing a hold. I mean, heck, he's right. That was a tackle.
Al Wallace is back in on the defensive line for Carolina. First down, Saints at the 39. McAllister straight ahead, nothing there. And Al Wallace leads the defensive charge. Word from Cleveland with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Cleveland leading Atlanta 3-0. And first-string quarterback Tim Couch has gone to the locker room with a leg injury. Kelly Holcomb has replaced him. 5 defensive backs in for Carolina. 2nd and 10. Saints without Jerome Pathon out with a knee injury. Brooks throws it, completes it to Dante Stallworth inside the 30. Down to the 28-yard line.
Sam Dante Stallworth just ran the slant on the inside. He jumped inside of Dante Wesley, number 29, the corner out to that side when they go nickel personnel. And watch this quick slant. He gets inside position on him real quick. Gets in there so fast, the safety doesn't have time to jump down. Watch how fast he gets inside of him. He knew where the help was. Perfect call to slant because he had safety help over the top, but there was nothing inside.
5 wide receivers for the Saints, empty backfield. On first down, Brooks gets time. Good job on the offensive line. The throw to the end zone is caught but out of bounds. Caught by Michael Lewis, and he was out of bounds. Got some speed at wide receiver. Playing for the first time is Derek Lewis, number 89, making his NFL debut. Here's Michael Lewis on this grab out of bounds, Bill.
Yeah, this ball was just thrown out of bounds. I mean, that's all there was to it. And I think that's really, with all the coverage, there was 8 defenders back there. Carolina rushed 3, and there was 8 people back in coverage. And you saw where that ball was. You saw how many white jerseys were around. And I think he just wanted to take a shot. And if he could grab it and keep his feet in, okay. Otherwise, he wasn't going to risk the turnover.
11th play of the drive. Handoff inside. McAllister, nothing. Al Wallace again from his left defensive end position, leading the charge and making the stop on Deuce McAllister.
I got to tell you, Al Wallace has really stepped up his play. I mean, I saw this guy in Philadelphia when he was there, and he was just a backup kind of guy. They ended up cutting him. He came down here, and ever since Julius Pepper's been hurt, this guy has just turned it on. He sniffed out that draw play from the get-go. That wasn't a stunt. He wasn't coming inside. He had an upfield rush and came back underneath when he saw the set of the running back in the draw.
Have to get to the 16 for a first down. 4 wide receivers in. Brooks throws, completes to Jake Reed. He lost the ball, and it's brought back by Terry Cousin. It popped out of his hands, and Cousins got it, and is out of bounds of the 30-yard the catch. Now the officials are discussing how the ball came out.
Exactly. They want to see if it hit the ground, but it didn't, Sam. What it did was hit his foot and kick up. Watch. The ball comes out here, and then it hits his foot and kicks in the air. And Cousins was just coming over to catch up. He's running to the play over top of the tackle. The ball lands in his hands. Merry Christmas, Terry Cousins.
Fred, who knew 1 cup of coffee could do that much damage?
Fred, is a prayer supposed to smoke like that?
Hey, Fred, I think I fried the motherboard and the fatherboard, too.
Dealing with technology is hard. That's why CDW makes buying it as simple as possible by having brand name technology products in stock so you can get what you need when you need it.
Fred, where are you going? My email's still down.
CDW, the right technology right away.
On January 17th,
he missed the target with a brother, surrounded by 4 white guys with guns. The man is terrified.
He's keeping the peace.
Me and you, security guards, acting like real cops.
And getting a piece.
Are you gonna strip search me?
No. Put on some music. You gonna strip search yourself.
Martin Lawrence.
Can't get enough of your love bag.
National security.
You're insane! And you're resisting arrest.
Rated PG-13. Opens January 17th.
Number 14, an available 32-valve I-Force V8 engine. Number 21, available downhill assist control. Number 77, available X-Rius Sport Enhancement suspension. Number 8, Hill Start assist control. Number 60, a larger, more comfortable interior. The all-new 2003 4Runner has been completely redesigned with nearly 100 new advancements and changes. It's larger, more powerful, and more capable.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. By National Security, starring Martin Lawrence. In theaters January 17th, rated PG-13. By Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. And by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Bill, the last play ruled a reception and a fumble.
And it's the proper call because that was a reception. 2 feet down, he makes the second move upfield. Right there when he's hit, pops out, hits his knee. Terry Cousins there to collect the goods.
From the 30, Nick Goings takes the bench, cuts it back, slipping in couple of men and picks up some blockers. Nice run by Nick Goings up to the 45-yard line. Picks up 15 on the play. Jay Bellamy made the tackle for New Orleans, but a good run by Goings. One thing that will be addressed in the offseason for Carolina will be their offense. Their defense has really been revamped.
And I think a lot of it has to do, unfortunately, Sam, with their offensive line. You know, they just haven't been able to take over games. And I think in this league, that's what you have to be able to do, and protect the passer.
Empty backfield. Pete throws short and completes to Steve Smith. He's wrestled down by Ken Irvin. Let's find out what's going on in Cleveland. JB, somebody scored. Who is it?
Sam, take a look. It's Cleveland. Look at Kelly Holcomb. Handoff here to William Green. He had a 20-yard run earlier. This is the second one of 20 yards or longer. A 21-yard run to pay dirt. It's Cleveland on top by 10 over Atlanta. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. And they're cheering wildly here in the Superdome. But remember this. An Atlanta loss isn't good enough. The Saints must win to get in the playoffs. They need an Atlanta loss, but the Saints must win. Rodney Pete gets some time, throws short, completes to Goings. Goings gets down to the 45-yard line, very close to a first down. 2 flags come flying in. Cedric Hodge made the tackle on Nick Goings.
Sam, I think they got that hand up in the face mask.
No, call is against Carolina. Well, that will negate a good play. Dale Carter is slow getting up for New Orleans.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
That's on Muhsin Muhammad. Ed Hockley is our referee today, 13-year veteran. And Dale Carter comes off with a right hand or right arm injury.
Here's Muhsin Muhammad trying to help out. Oh, there's the block in the back. See, I thought I thought they had a piece of his face mask. I thought Cedric Haas had his face mask. You saw that hand up there and the thing. I thought he pulled him down by that. But it was Musa Muhammad with a block in the back.
Ball back to the Carolina 43, 2nd and 12. Pete gets rushed, throws through the hands of Nick Goings, incomplete. Dale Carter has been replaced by the rookie out of Nebraska, Keo Craver, 4th-round draft pick. And he'll have a tough task.
Well, you know, Dale Carter had a while back in his career, he had a broken arm that they put a plate in. And he always used to wear protection over that thing on his arm, that big pad over it. And he hasn't been wearing it at all this year.
Carter in some pain on the sideline. 3rd and long. Panthers have to get to the New Orleans 45 for a 1st down. Pete drops it off through the hands of Goings again. Trying the little dump off, but both times that he's thrown them, it's been a little high and through the hands of Goings.
You know, I'm going to say, Sam, I'm going to tell you, I think Rodney Pete is just throwing all the check down stuff. Either that or the rush is too much, because there's been open receivers. Look at Smith. Look at that. I've seen this 3 or 4 times, and he's throwing the check down stuff all underneath.
Todd Sauerbrunn out of the locker room with a broken nose, and he blasts this one. Michael Lewis at the 6 goes to the sideline and up the sideline, stays in bounds. Big return. Sauerbrunn missed him, and this time he's ridden down by Emmanuel McDaniel. What a return by the Pro Bowler Michael Lewis to get the crowd on its feet in the Superdome.
Sam, there's a number of blocks here that sprung this thing. The most important is Keo Craver right here. He hits Rod Smart. Now that frees the sideline. Then there's a block up here by Boo Williams that seals that. And Sauerbrunn, who Michael Lewis broke his nose the last time, wanted no part of that tackle.
Can you blame him? Watch him here.
I'll take the 5th.
Well, I can't blame him avoiding that. 62-yard return by Michael Lewis after a 51-yard punt. Good field position. McAllister trying to bounce it back. Brought down after about a pickup of a yard by Brian Allen. Allen starting at linebacker.
Michael Lewis. I mean, you talk about a story. We were just talking about the run and how great that was, but the story is even better. And 2 years ago, the guy was driving a beer truck here in Louisiana.
And how many times did Haslett cut him?
3 or 4 last year, and he's back, and now he's going to the Pro Bowl. Him and Fred McAfee are going to the Pro Bowl for New Orleans, and they're taking special teams coach Al Everest and his wife with them.
On 2nd and 9, Brooks swings it out to McAllister. Not much there. Al Wallace started the charge, got the first hit, and then he was brought down. What a year it's been for Michael Lewis. He has set an NFL record. He gets the energy from both the red bottle, the green bottle, and then he takes off. 3 touchdown returns this season. Set a combined return record for punts and kickoff returns last week when he surpassed Marte Jenkins, and he has added to that record today.
I don't know how he did it, Sam. Not get fat driving a beer truck. How do you maintain that physique driving a beer truck?
Maybe the sales were important, Bill. Can't drink the product. Lewis has had 3 returns, punt returns for 107 yards and 1 kickoff return for 30. 4 wide receivers in for New Orleans. Brooks throws off the edge, intercepted by Terry Cousin. And another turnover for the Saints. Cousin, who recovered the fumble earlier, has the interception here. The 16th interception of the season for the Panthers.
How about Terry Cousin? He's becoming the Bourbon Street pit pocket down here. Is he having a fun day today?
Yes, he is.
Both balls were tipped right in his hands. The first one off a possession, then a fumble and a kick. And this one gets tipped right off the jig, right to him.
Oh my gosh, you are so wonderful.
Thank you.
I mean, you're so pretty and tall, and who does your hair? And your smile. I know I'm babbling on, and meeting you, it's just made my day.
You're just saying that because I'm on TV.
You're on TV?
Use any Visa card this holiday season and everyone will want to be nice to you. Because each time you use your Visa card, you could win $10,000 for you and $10,000 for a friend.
Oh my gosh, I think you are so wonderful.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features the #1 selling car, Camry. IntelliChoice calls it an excellent value. And the all-new V8 4Runner. Larger, more powerful, more SUV for your money. Only your Toyota dealers have the quality, selection, and values you've waited for all year. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it.
Does money really matter? On Monday, January 6th, the whole world will find out. First, what could a high school teacher
You come waltzing in here with $300 shoes, these kids might not realize that you're the devil.
and an investment banker have in common?
She's interested?
Yes.
In me?
Yes.
Why?
It surely isn't money.
You realize this can never work, right?
All new Boston Public. Then, meet Evan, a bachelor who earns $19,000 a year.
Great body.
And meet the 20 women who think he's worth $50 million. Now, who would ever give them that idea? Can true love survive a little $50 million lie? Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist
It's a dream come true.
that's really twisted. Premiering Monday, January 6th. It's the ultimate test of love versus money on Fox.
Right now, the Saints are -1 in turnover ratio. They have turned the ball over on an interception and a fumble. For Carolina, they have 16 interceptions and 16 fumble recoveries this season. One of only 3 teams in the NFL with that many in each category. Goings on first down. It's up to the 30-yard line.
Sam, you know, Saints, this could bite them bad. This could really bite them bad. Missed opportunities, and that's what I'm talking about. You have this opportunity here where you change the field, you get down there in striking distance, and you come up with a turnover, a giveaway. And then the other time, of course, was when they were down there and they fumbled the ball. You know, Jake Reed caught it, they fumbled the ball, and the other time was when they were inside red zone earlier in the game and had to settle for only 3. Those are missed opportunities.
On second down, Pete throws and completes to Jermaine Wiggins, the tight end, up to the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. Rodney Peete in his 14th start of the season, the most he's ever had in a season in the NFL.
And he only signed for 1 year. You know, he was just going to be a guy that could maybe help come in and be a veteran guy when you have the youngsters like Wigby and Fasani. He was just originally the thought process was come down here, mentor, tutor, tell him, you know, the ins and outs of playing the position. They just said, heck with it, we're going with it.
3rd and 3, 3 wide receivers in. Being rushed, Pete throws deep and completes it to Smith. He slips one man and is ridden out of bounds inside the 40 at the New Orleans 38-yard line. Good pass and catch on the play. Well, the Saints were worried about Steve Smith, and Dale Carter's out.
Well, Sam, I'm sure the last time they were on the sidelines, they talked with Rodney Peete saying, look, you've got to look downfield. We have openings. We have opportunities. Steve Smith has been open a bunch early on, and Rodney's been looking at the check down. I think because of the thought process really going into this game was, hey, let's just get our yards and move the ball downfield. But Steve Smith has been open so many times, I think they've changed now and said, you know what, let's get downfield.
They picked up 29 on the last play. Now he's throwing deep, and he's got a man, and he completes to Muhsin Muhammad. Inside the 10, he's out of bounds at the 8-yard line. He beat Keo Craver, the rookie, on the play.
Well, and where they went right over there. That's where Dale Carter was. Dale Carter's in getting an x-ray, and you have your scouts, your coaches up in the booth saying, hey, our receivers are open downfield. Let's forget about the underneath. Let's forget about ball control offense. We've got opportunities. We've got shots. Let's take them. You saw the long pass to Steve Smith, and now to Muhsin Muhammad.
1st and goal at the 8. Bad news for New Orleans. Broken forearm for Dale Carter. Nick Goings carries down to the 5-yard line. So back-to-back pass plays of 29 and 31 yards move the Panthers deep into Saints territory.
Yeah, it was one of broken forearm, and I was wondering about that, Sam. You know, he had that earlier in his career when he was in Kansas City. and he came back. They put a plate in his arm. And every time I used to see him play, he used to have that big, long pad over his forearm. And he played. This year, when he came back and played, I didn't see the pad.
Hoover has split out to the right side. Second and goal from the 5. Goings goes in motion. Pete has time and throws, and the wrestle battle for the ball. Did the Saints take it away? Yes, they did. A big battle for the football, and it's an interception for New Orleans. Sammy Knight with a big play. He took it out of the hands of Jermaine Wiggins, the tight end.
There's Wiggins underneath in here, working his way inside. See him, number 84. And actually, that territory right there, Sam, that's Wesley Wall's territory. He's missing today. He's not playing. He's had that arch foot injury. He's had the broken finger. Been banged around a lot this year. And they sat him down, and they activated Jermaine Wiggins, and that's his area. That's where Walls excels, and he knows how to use that big body of his to push off safeties, to push off linebackers, and get separation. Sammy Knight read that all the way, jumped in front of it.
Turnovers are even, 2-2. From the 5, McAllister wanted to cut it back, then decides to go straight ahead across the 10. The Falcons are on the move in Cleveland. Let's go to JB.
On the move, Sam and Bill, and finally scored. Take a look at Atlanta's Michael Vick as he drops back. Play action, tossing his 16th touchdown of the season back to Howie Long's favorite athlete, Brian Finneran of Villanova. It is now 10-7. Cleveland back to Sam and Bill.
Quite a game in Cleveland. Things right now in good shape for the Saints, but they need to hold up. There's still a long way to go. Saints are leading 3-0. McAllister, nothing there. He's wrapped up by Chris Jenkins. Jenkins has had a strong second year.
I like him. He's a heck of a player, Sam. Chris Jenkins, 77, is big time. But I want you to watch McAllister. Watch this right here. Here's the seal right there, and normally he can plant and come back. Have you ever seen Deuce McAllister stay in the backfield that long? I mean, Deuce McAllister, you think about him early in the season, you know, he was like grease lightning. You could, if he's in the back, cut, bang, he's gone. You know, really like a blink of an eye. And now the process of him cutting, to me, isn't the same at all.
He's still hurting. That breaks on the ankle, a high ankle sprain, which occurred a few weeks ago. Brooks, under pressure, throws. Nobody there. Almost threw it to
Oh, my
Grant.
goodness. There was nobody there, Sam. There was not one receiver in the vicinity. I don't know who he was throwing to. I have no idea who he was throwing this ball to. Look at the middle of the field. There's nobody there. Look at this. And look where the ball comes, and there's absolutely nobody there. You know, Einstein said that, what, space and time are the same? That ball there was 10 yards late.
Toby Goins, punt, taking it to 39 by Smith. Swings it wide. Here he goes, and he tiptoes the sideline out of bounds in Saints territory at the 46-yard line. So Stephen Smith in a battle with the other returner, Michael Lewis. 16-yard return.
I used to worry about money. Then I got Brown. Brown helped me figure it all out. Brown manages my inventory, fills my orders, then ships them to retailers anywhere. And here's the cool part. It saves me money, so I have the cash to keep my business growing and my people stoked. They're stoked.
Order fulfillment, distribution, one company. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Danny sets me up on this blind date with this girl, Angela, and I'm thinking she's a little shy. She gets up and starts shaking it right in front of the table. So she says, take me to Vegas. What? We're having the time of our lives. It's kind of getting hot, kind of getting dirty. She's got this sexy tattoo with a knife piercing a heart.
Wait a minute. Angela?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's my sister.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
That's not funny.
This is Matt Burke of the Minnesota Vikings. Matt helps the United Way build stronger communities by supporting educational programs developed to help kids succeed. Matt went to Harvard.
Where does lightning come from?
Well, first we must understand the nature of atoms. Atoms are made up of positively charged protons and uncharged neutrons. This dynamic is called the electromagnetic force.
Well, doesn't it come from the sky?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matt Burke. He went to Harvard.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Kevin Hauser, the long snapper, has a right arm injury being tended to on the sideline.
That's right. He dove. He lunged at Steve Smith right here. And as his right arm extended, then he hit the turf. And what happens is that's his snap hand. That's his right snap hand.
Good field position for Carolina at the New Orleans 45 on first down. Rodney Peete being pressured. Down he goes. Grady Jackson. All 350 pounds of him burst through for the second sack of the game by the Saints.
Oh, Grady. You know what? These two guys have turned it up today. They haven't been playing very well. Look at this. He has a single block. He just throws Nesbitt aside. Just throws him aside, beats him one-on-one. You know, that's what they brought Grady Jackson in to do. And when he plays at a lighter weight, Sam, he's very effective. He should be playing around 320 pounds, and he'd be a dominant tackle. He's about 366 right now.
Flags go down, reverse try. Here's Smith looping back, picking up a Rodney Peete block, and gets back into New Orleans territory to the 49-yard line. Darren Howard looked to be offside for the Saints. So it'll be a free play for Carolina.
Offside, defense, number 93, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Miami at New England, leading 14-0. If Miami wins, they clinch the AFC Eastern Division title. A big game for them. Right here, New Orleans with a 3-0 lead on Carolina. In Cleveland, Atlanta is trailing Cleveland 10-7. This is Carolina's 7th possession of the game. They punted 4 times. They turned it over twice. Brad Hoover runs into a wall, falls forward to the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long for Carolina.
You know, Carolina, even at 6-9, their season's over. They're playing for nothing as far as playoffs. But they are playing for something in the aspect of team morale, building a team for the future under John Fox. You know, I can remember playing a couple years where the last couple games didn't mean anything to us. We were out of it. But it really meant more to us than some of the other games, because in the NFL, you're only as good as your last game. And you have to remember your last game you played as a player all off season long. You want it to be a good memory.
Have to get to the 35 for a first down. Peete being rushed, throws, and it's complete to Carl Hankton, the New Orleans native in the lineup. Was it Steve Smith? My apologies. Steve Smith with the catch. Ken Irvin with the tackle. And Carolina is about half a yard short of a first down.
You know what? This is where you go for it. If you're Carolina, this is where you line up and go for it. You're half a yard short right here. This is about the same as a punt. And with Michael Lewis, it's probably actually safer than a punt.
We don't want to let him have the ball. They're bringing in the chains for the measurement, but it'll be well short. It'll bring up a 4th down late in the 2nd quarter.
About a yard. Yeah, and they're going to line up and go for it. And I don't think there's going to be any trickery here. I don't think they're going to try to have them jump off sides to get the first down, or I don't think they're going to try to kill the play clock and set up a nice situation for Sauerbrunn, the punter, to try to pin him inside the 10. I think they're going to line up and just try to hammer it.
Right here, I think they're going to just let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning. Todd Sauerbrunn still nursing the broken nose, but he's back playing. John Fox wants to shorten the game, so he'll let the clock wind down.
You know, Sauerbrunn's come a long way. because earlier in his career, when he was a #2 draft pick for the Chicago Bears, there was a few coaches that would have liked to have broke his nose. You know, they were down on the guy, and he bounced him out of the league, and he landed with Scott O'Brien down here in Carolina, who sent him to his 2nd consecutive Pro Bowl.
2 minutes to go in the first half. New Orleans leading 3-0.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Gateway, a better way.
My new baby's name is Max. He's waking up about now. My business partner's name is Joe.
This has everything you're looking for.
I see him more than I see Max. It's also my birthday. And I wouldn't mind working from home today.
Free double memory on select notebooks only at your Gateway store. Gateway 400 SP notebook PCs feature Intel Pentium 4 processors.
A brilliant sun, virgin sand that stretches for miles, and not another soul to bother you. Because there are 1,000 ways the Marzouk Desert can kill you, and that's a deterrent.
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
You know what 5 seconds is? It's 5 seconds. You can't do anything in 5 seconds. Change a light bulb, 2 minutes if you're flying. Put your shoes on, 39 seconds at best. But that was in the time, before the playoffs, before 5 seconds became an eternity. Aikman to Irvin, Warner to Bruce, 5 seconds. Now people care more about 5 seconds than their dogs. Giving somebody 5 seconds of your time makes you a better person. That's how big the playoffs are. They took 5 seconds and created 5 seconds.
The long snapper, Kevin Hauser, the report from the sideline is that he's done for the day, Bill.
And that's going to be difficult. You know, because they've got the guys on the sidelines. Look at that. David Sloan, the tight end's practicing backup deep snap, and so's the center, Jerry Fontenot.
Here's 4th and 1 for Carolina at the 36. The toss to Rod Smart, trying to get outside. He slipped one man, he's got the first down. Smart kept going. James Allen, number 50, the rookie out of Oregon State, in his first NFL start, missed him.
Well, he came in, James Allen came in last week when Darren Smith got hurt a little bit in Cincinnati, and the one thing he has is a bunch of speed. But right here, he outran the ball carrier.
On first down, Pete, under pressure, throws short, completes to the tight end, Jermaine Wiggins. Broke one tackle, gets inside the 20 to the 16, and Ken Irvin is down. There's a flag on the play, but another injured Saint. Earlier, Dale Carter went off and sustained a broken forearm, and now Ken Irvin, who's really playing in place of Dale Carter, is down on the turf.
There's flags all over the secondary.
12 men in the field. Defense, that penalty is declined. The play results in a first down. By rule, there's also a charge timeout to New Orleans due to the injured player inside 2 minutes. That's their first.
You heard the explanation from Ed Hockley. Jim Haslett looks on. New Orleans Saints 3-0 lead in jeopardy. Besides, their players are hurting.
This is my bridge.
This is my building.
And this is my truck. For people that care about getting the job done right. We built the Toyota Tundra better from the ground up.
Starting January 10th, everyone's getting more action on Friday nights.
Were you just on my desk?
No.
First, LA's most elite undercover cops are making their move.
Gotcha.
New night.
You're hooked.
New time.
Wow.
Same speed. When Fastlane moves to Fridays.
Last time I saw you, you were naked. I like this story.
Then, on an all-new John Doe, when a madman abducts a friend.
Either you stop me, or I stop her heart.
Will John Doe choose her life?
You've made a mistake. He's not coming for me.
Over his?
I'm not licensed to carry a weapon.
John Doe.
Bye-bye.
A night of all new episodes starts at 8/7 Central Friday, January 10th on Fox.
America's #1 pregame show is ready to hit primetime. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night.
Saturday night? I do my best work on Saturday night.
It's a television event that can only happen in primetime.
Primetime, baby. I'm ready.
Fox NFL Saturday Night, coming January 18th.
Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart tries to conquer NASCAR's most legendary track, the Daytona 500, this February, only on Fox.
A woozy Ken Irvin helped to the sideline and was actually hit by his own man. Second visit to the red zone for Carolina at the New Orleans 17. Pete gets time, looking, throws short to Wiggins, his 4th catch of the game. He's down at the 15-yard line. Short pickup on the play.
Take a look at Irvin. Play's actually just about over. Irvin's going to come in right here and then watch what happens at the end of it. He's down and he gets hit by his own player, Roger Knight, 53. He came in and did JOP. That's the old JOP, jump on the pile. But when you JOP, you try to make the other guys feel it, not your own guys.
From the 15 on 2nd down, Pete being pressured, steps up, throws to the end zone, wide open, a touchdown to Brad Hoover. And the Carolina Panthers have taken the lead. Nice move by Rodney Peete, stepping up, and Brad Hoover was all alone in the end zone.
Well, when you gamble a little bit on defense, this has been a problem for New Orleans. When they go to their gambling style defense, and they're going to come here with a blitz, they're going to come at them with a blitz. They're going to leave somebody open in the middle of the field.
Extra point for Shane Graham, and he puts it through. Hoover's 2nd touchdown reception of the season.
What a play by Rodney Peete, stepping up into the pocket, avoiding the rush. You talk about his age, 36 years old. You've been around enough. You've seen a lot of those things. Rodney Peete, he saw where it was coming from. They even had a piece of his jersey, and he ripped out from it, stepped up in the pocket, and made this thing happen.
15th touchdown pass thrown by Rodney Peete this season. A career high for him. Look at Rodney.
Look at when he sees. Look how big those eyes are when he sees a wide open Brad Hoover in the end zone.
So now the Superdome has become super silent as Carolina has taken the lead 7-3. Under a minute to go in the first half. Michael Lewis is deep. He's trying to spark his team with some big returns in this game, but the Saints have had opportunities to score, as they did last week, and failed to capitalize. Turnovers in Carolina territory have hurt. Graham kicking off. Lewis runs over to take it at the 2. And he's down at the 17 or the 18-yard line.
Sam, I think that's some of the confidence things we talked about at the beginning. They'll get a spark. The Saints will get a spark. And you saw it last week. You even saw it against Minnesota. They get a spark. They get something going. And I think they think they're just going to go out there and make it happen. And then it doesn't happen. And when you think you're going to make something happen in the NFL, you've got to go make it happen. And that's where the confidence comes into play. And they lack it on offense, and they lack it on defense.
Don't forget the Visa halftime report is coming up. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy get you updated on scores and highlights around the league. Handoff inside of McAllister. And Brenson Buckner there to bring him down. The fans unhappy with the way the Saints have played in this first half. The coaching staff concerned. The head man, Jim Haslett, looking over the offensive coordinator, Mike McCarthy. The clock winding down, and with the Saints deep in their own territory, they won't take any chances here, I don't think, Bill.
I think they just need to go back in and regroup a little bit. I do. I think they got to pull them together. They've had some things happen to them a little bit and shaken up. They've had their opportunities. They need to regroup.
McAllister, first half. And you can hear the fan reaction. The Saints' chances for the playoffs in serious jeopardy. They are trailing 7-3. They must win to stay alive and get help. The Visa halftime report is coming up next.
Jack Bauer knows millions of lives are on the line.
Just tell me what's going on.
It's a nuclear bomb.
But what he doesn't know...
Shut up. Before you say something, you're going to regret it.
Get out of me! I'm not taking a fall for you, Bob.
...is that his most dangerous enemies are inside his own government.
If our miss is working covertly...
It's not covert now. It is in my face.
An all-new 24.
We're going down. We're not going to make it.
Tuesday, January 7th on Fox.
It's the Dodge Dealers year-end clearance event, one of the biggest savings events of the year. Consumer cash allowance up to $3,000 or 0% financing on almost every 2003 Dodge that can save you over $7,200. Plus, our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Fantastic year-end selection, outstanding year-end deals. So don't delay. See your Dodge dealer before time runs out on the Dodge year-end clearance event.
While other stores have sales all the time, we offer low prices all year long. So when we do have a sale, our prices are a lot lower than other stores. Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear, 20 to 50% off, which means the only way to beat a Men's Warehouse price is at the Men's Warehouse winter sale. I guarantee it.
Open New Year's Day. Call 1-800-776-SUITS.
Shake up the holidays with great deals on Chevy cars during the year-end event. Get $3,000 total cash back on the 2003 Chevy Cavalier, Malibu, Venture, and Impala during the year-end event. Or get 0% APR financing on all 2003 Chevy cars. Make your money count. Hurry, $3,000 cash back ends January 2nd. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Everybody's got a little Jeep Adventure in them, so you better hurry to your Jeep dealer because they want to make this a record-breaking month. Now's a great time to get a two-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for 0 down payment. $299 a month with $299 due at signing for qualified lessees. Plus, get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. No one else gives you all that. See your dealer before December 31st to find the Jeep Adventure in you.
King of the Hill, weekdays at 4:30 on Fox Carolina.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Those of you watching Carolina and New Orleans, the Saints need a win and a Falcons loss to get in the postseason. The Panthers are holding to a 4-point lead, that at the half.
All right, exciting football game in Cleveland. Tim Couch back play action, looks over the middle, fires his football under heavy pressure, intercepted by Keith Brooking, who said Couch will give it up and will get the fans booing him. Hurts his hand on this play, stays in, drops back, injured right knee, out of the football game. Kelly Holcomb in, hands off to Green. William Green bounces to the outside, takes it in from 21 yards, and it is 10-0 Cleveland. Then back comes Michael Vick, 15-yard touchdown strike to Brian Finneran on the outside. It's 10-7. Then Algie Crumpler makes a 10-yard touchdown reception to actually put Atlanta in the lead, but it was overruled, called incomplete. The attempted field goal. The field goal then was by Jay Feely, was no good, a 28-yard attempt, so it still remains Browns 10, Falcons 7 at the half.
And before the Washington Redskins game hosting the Dallas Cowboys, an emotional farewell from 20-year veteran Darryl Green.
It's been a great ride, and I know I'm not going to be able to thank everyone, but the obvious is there's no way that I could be who I am without all of you.
All right, Darryl Green. How about this guy, huh? Not bad for 56 years old. Takes this punt after a handoff from Champ Bailey. Turns on the speed JV down the left sideline. 30-yard return. Awfully impressive. He won't forget that, nor will the fans in the stand. Legend, beautiful signs. And then Kenny Watson from 5 yards out plunges into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys then come back on an interception, and we're tied up now 7-all at the half.
Vikings 28-17 over the Lions. Vikings trying to close out the season with 3 consecutive wins. The Dolphins, it's simple. If they win the AFC East. Ricky Williams with 2 touchdown runs. He's got over 100 yards on the ground. Had only 67 last week, all game against Minnesota. Ravens mathematically still in it, but the Steelers on top by 3 in that contest. Titans and Texans, old Houston against new Houston, 6-0 by the Tennessee Titans. And the Bills comfortably ahead of the Bengals 20-3. And we'll clarify that on that Algie Crumpler reception, it was not ruled a touchdown, but the review, in fact, did not show enough evidence to overturn it. So that was a deal. Atlanta and Cleveland, Jimmy.
Well, as far as Atlanta and Cleveland, William Green, the first 9 games had, less than 200 yards rushing. And a lot of people said, hey, this first-round pick, may not be what you want, but he's rushing for about 100 yards a game the last 6 games.
All right, and we know that New Orleans needs to win and hope for an Atlanta loss in order to make it into the playoffs. Visa Halftime continues after this.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
The only thing he cares about is winning.
Now, Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart tries to conquer NASCAR's legendary track. The Daytona 500 returns this February, only on Fox.
The allure of the Cotton Bowl is its legacy. Sims and the Longhorns battle Davis and the Tigers in the SBC Cotton Bowl New Year's Day on Fox.
He has no name and no past.
I can't control any of this.
Keep going until you can.
But Friday, January 10th,
Either you stop me or I stop her heart.
the one person John Doe's trusted
We got 12 hours.
You've made a mistake. He's not coming for me.
finds her life in his hands.
I'm not licensed to carry a weapon.
The clock is ticking.
The excitement is killing me.
The hit series John Doe.
Bye-bye.
All new Friday, January 10th on Fox.
Welcome back to the Shrine Auditorium. Oh no, look at these two. That is quite a dress. I could never wear that color, but wait. Who's that? Girl, that is fly. This throwback's a classic.
Man, thought we was going to the game.
Get it, we here now.
I'm feeling that bit of cat. Word to your mother.
And word to your father.
I think word to the whole family. Call it back, Shorty!
Back at the Superdome in New Orleans, the story of the first half, missed opportunities for the New Orleans Saints, who need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They had some big plays. Michael Lewis had a 61-yard punt return. But in Carolina territory, they turned it over twice. This one, an interception by Terry Cousin. And then late in the first half, the Panthers had a 45-yard touchdown drive, finished off on the touchdown pass to Brad Hoover from Rodney Peete. Back for the second half after this.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
When millions of people choose one company time and time again, it's called loyalty. And it's no wonder Ford has more repeat buyers than anyone. Now during Ford's year-end event, get 0% for 5 full years on Explorer 4-Door, Sport, and Sport Track. 0% for 60 months can save you almost $11,500 in finance charges. That's over $190 a month. Visit your Carolina Ford dealer today and find out what millions of Ford owners already know.
It's the Dodge Dealers year-end clearance event, one of the biggest savings events of the year. Consumer cash allowance up to $3,000 or 0% financing on almost every 2003 Dodge that can save you over $7,200. Plus, our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Fantastic year-end selection, outstanding year-end deals. So don't delay. See your Dodge dealer before time runs out on the Dodge year-end clearance event.
Go ahead. Open it.
Oh my gosh.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
It's beautiful.
Mom, open it.
You'll find incredible values whether you buy or lease.
We did it.
Go on.
The December to Remember sales event.
Hey, what you got
Missing it would definitely spoil the surprise.
Come on, let's go.
See Lexus of Greenville.
Chrysler invites you to preview our holiday collection, featuring our best-selling collection of minivans, now with a special holiday bonus. Now, choose one of 3 Sony personal entertainment packages when you buy any new Town & Country minivan. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months on select minivans. Or choose cash allowances up to $3,500. But hurry, this invitation ends January 2nd, so see your Chrysler dealer today.
You're watching Fox Carolina.
My name is David. I play offense. I play center. I play guard. I play defense, Vincent, and sometimes I play tackle. Sometimes I play defense. Because I play right guard. I play linebacker. I play running back. I play fullback. I play right guard. Tackle. My name's Casey, and I play football.
Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans, where the Saints are trailing the Carolina Panthers 7-3. Some key injuries to the Saints that could affect the outcome of this game, Bill.
Oh, no question about it, Sam. It's special teams. You know, you have a deep snapper. That's a crucial part of this game, the way they're playing field position. And it's going to be tough to overcome these things, plus the opportunities that they've blown. And I think that's the big thing. It happened the prior 2 weeks, Minnesota, Cincinnati, having opportunities to take over a game, take control of the game, and they've come up short.
Now we saw Dale Carter out with an injury, Ken Irvin go out, and some wide holes, some big openings for Carolina that they took advantage of.
You know, the Saints, it's about patience. And when they don't have patience on defense, they gamble some. And when they gamble some, it's actually when it costs them. And one thing, the good side of it, they come up with some creative blitzes. You know, it works. They can put pressure. But if they don't get there with the blitz, then they had to leave opportunities where there's people in the middle of the field, they're wide open, the safety doesn't get over to help, and they're one-on-one, they're man-on-man on the outside. Prime example was the end of the first half. You know, you're going to take a look up at the line of scrimmage. Well, one of those guys is safety, Sammy Knight. He bites on the play action, then he has to bail out, and when he bails out, he doesn't get to the right spot, and Brad Hoover is wide open. So they're using the guys that they use in the secondary, and they take a little risk with them. They want them up there helping to stop the run. But when they do that, then they get burned on the back end sometimes.
Now, the Saints also needing a big game from Aaron Brooks. When they don't play well, when their quarterback doesn't play well, they don't win. And Brooks is just 6 for 16, 64 yards in the first half.
A 24 quarterback rating right now after the first half. Now, you can't blame that all on Aaron Brooks. If the run game isn't being honored, and Carolina right now is not honoring the run game, and by honoring the run game, I mean bringing an 8th man up into the box to get a fill up in there, to try to run blitzes, to try to make the do something else besides the 7 guys in the box. They're shutting it down with 7. So they don't have to honor anybody else. They don't really have to respect the run. And when they don't respect the run, then the play action passing game for New Orleans means nothing. You fake the run, it doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything if you're going to fake the run if they don't care about the run. And that's been part of the problem. The other part of the problem, of course, is the guys aren't holding on to the ball. Now, you can't blame Aaron Brooks for a fumble. You can't blame Aaron Brooks for tipped passes that end up in interceptions, and you can't blame him for drop balls.
Well, Brooks trying to keep his confidence up. He told us as long as he's on the field, he'll have confidence and try to instill confidence in his teammates. They need a big second half from him. Saints will kick off. Steve Smith and Isaac Byrd deep. This one coming down to Isaac Byrd. Took it on the move at the 5 and hit and dropped hard by Mel Mitchell. Outstanding special teams player who has a big future in safety as well.
Second alternate to the Pro Bowl, Mel Mitchell was, for a special teams player. Take a look at the numbers. You look at the passing yards for the Saints. And I think a lot of it has to do with the rushing yards. There's just not enough there. I mean, that's Deuce McAllister, when he was healthy, can light it up. And they haven't been able to get that push. The offensive line hasn't been doing what they've been able to do earlier in the season. And also McAllister isn't able to break it.
Ken Irvin is back and is at right cornerback for the Saints. Panthers start from the 19. Pete throws on first down, completes to Muhsin Muhammad up to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 7 on first down. 4th catch of the game for Muhsin Muhammad.
Watch what they're going to do here, Sam. Watch what Carolina's going to do. They are going to invite up the corners. They're going to throw a couple of these, let them play off, and then they're going to invite them up, and they're going to bait them. They're going to throw these outs out there and make the corners start jumping up. Then they're going to double move them, and they're going to hit the deep ball again.
Two tight ends in, Mangum and Wiggins on 2nd and 3. Brad Hoover, not much. Falls forward, close to the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for Carolina. The Panthers, who started the season well with 3 straight wins, then went on an 8-game losing streak and bounced back, winning 3 of their last 4. And John Fox wants to finish on an upbeat. Going into the offseason, they feel they'll have more cap money available for next season. They think they can make some distinct improvements. Hoover and Goings in the backfield. Hoover goes in motion. The toss is to Goings. He turns it upfield. Big gainer for Nick Goings. And he's brought down by Jay Bellamy as he crossed the 40, got up to the 42-yard line. Nice run by Goings.
That shouldn't happen, Sam. It just shouldn't happen. I want you to take a look here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to the side of the ball. And all the 5 guys get blocked. I mean, that just absolutely should not happen when you're talking about 3rd and 2.5, 3 yards.
He picked up 15 on the play. Goings, 8 carries, 46 yards. Goings, and now they dropped it on the reverse. Smith goes back, picks it up, and it's a big loss. Back to the 21-yard line. Little razzle-dazzle, a play they tried earlier that didn't gain much. And this time the ball was never controlled by Steve Smith.
Well, I want you to take a look at what this is here. Nick Goings, who hasn't been playing that much, and then Darren Howard's breathing down his neck on the handoff, and he's trying to hand the ball off to Steve Smith on the reverse. I mean, there's just too much going on in the backfield there when Darren Howard, the penetration is what blew that thing up. Mishandled it, and then Steve Smith actually lost the ball, hit his knee, and kicked it downfield.
Minus 21 on that play on 2nd and 31. And Pete hit as he released, trying to get it outside to Goings. A big hit by Willie Whitehead, knocking Rodney Pete down to the turf. Bring up a 3rd and 31. They have to get to the New Orleans 48-yard line for a first down.
Well, you know what's difficult is now you have to go down to your 3rd and 31 plays.
And how many do you have of those?
You'll have 1 of those.
Three wide receivers in for Carolina. Jermaine Wiggins is the tight end. The crowd getting loud. And it's Goings with a nice pickup up to the 33-yard line, maybe the 34. But Carolina forced to punt. Goings and Hoover have done the majority of the work in the backfield. Dee Brown has been nicked up and unable to play, though he is dressed. He's got a separated shoulder and unable to go. He's finished the season well. Sean Foster was injured early on. He hopes for him for next season. Sauerbrunn not getting height on his kicks. The ball was muffed by the Saints, and
still loose.
Still loose along the sideline. And the Saints have it.
Boy, did they get lucky with that one. I mean, real. They were very, very fortunate on that play right there. Look at Haslett. Look at the look on his face. Mishandled. That's a live ball.
That was the rookie, Keogh Craver, from Upton.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by January 20th.
You are now free to move about the country.
television phenomenon of the year returns with even more talent.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
More emotion.
I didn't think it was that bad.
And even more.
You don't know what you can see. Why don't you tell your dreams to me?
Simon.
If you won this competition, you would be the end of the American music industry.
The next American Idol. Be there from the first note to the final vote. Premiering Tuesday, January 21st on Fox.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Saints on offense for the first time in the second half from their own 32-yard line. McAllister gets a couple of yards on the play. Jim Haslett was upset with his offense at halftime, Bill.
Well, I think he was upset with the team. I think it was just missed opportunities. And he came out and he talked to our sideline reporter, and we'd love to run the piece for you, but yeah, we got to add out a few words. And that's Jim Haslett. And I think, myself personally, I'd like to see more of it because that's who he is. And he has to be that emotional all the time to get these young guys to play at that level all the time.
McAllister again. Couple of yards across the 35. And basically what Jim Haslett told our Joe Trahan was that it's very simple. You block, you tackle, you catch.
And that's what
you do the basics.
Yeah, and that's all football is. You know, you can talk about a million kinds of things, but none of those things mean anything if you don't have the fundamental execution.
4 wide receivers for the Saints on third down. They have to get to the 42 for a first down. Out of the shotgun. Brooks in trouble. On the move. Panthers after him. He's got the first down. A big run for Aaron Brooks. Brings cheers from the crowd here at the Superdome.
I tell you, that was a heck of a scramble because Carolina Panthers got in the backfield in a hurry. Look at this. He no sooner sets up. There's the blitz by Cousin in his face. Then here comes the rest of the pursuit and the pass rush. Al Wallace is breathing down his throat. I mean, everybody's just after the guy, and there was a lot of speed on the field. Heck of a job by Brooks in knowing where to get to for the first down.
Up to the 45-yard line. The flea flicker. Brooks steps up, throws, and completes it to Dante Stallworth. Cuts away from Minter. Still on his feet. He's brought down at the 27-yard line of Carolina by Deion Grant. And a little razzle-dazzle by the Saints, and it connects.
Well, you know, normally when you run the flea flicker, you're trying to get your corners to bite and say, oh, no, it's a run, and come inside and fill. These guys don't bite. Take a look. So when they don't bite, they just break it off and come underneath. See that? And it's wide open. They have one guy go deep, and they broke the other one off, and they came underneath. It was wide open.
Josh Taves and Shane Burton in on the defensive line for Carolina. The toss to McAllister inside the 25, down about the 22. All right, we've cleaned up Jim Haslett. Here's what he told our Joe Trahan at halftime.
Try and rebound. I told him this. That's what this game boils down to. You learn when you're 8 years old. You block, you tackle, and you catch. That's all it boils down to. There's no mystery out here. You gotta catch the ball, receivers. You got to block the right guy, and we got to tackle on defense.
Thanks so much, Jim. Good luck in the second half.
And there it was. And that's what. And you know what? Everything he talked about, Sam, is what we saw. You know, missed blocks, drop balls, and guys that weren't tackling.
McAllister got to get back. Down to about the 17-yard line and very close to a first down. So McAllister, who carried 13 times for 53 yards in the first half, getting some action here in this first possession, and it's been a nice drive for the Saints. It started on the 32. They'll bring the chains in here for a measurement.
I think this is big right here, Sam. Because every time that the Saints offense has been in this part of the field, I mean, inside the 30-yard line, they've had blown opportunities. The first time they were inside the red zone, inside the 20, they had to settle for a field goal and not a touchdown. The next 2 times they got inside the 30, There's the first down. Next 2 times they got inside the 30, they had a fumble and they had an interception. Right now, they've got to show coach that it's over. We're taking over this game right now. We're in the red zone and we're going for 7.
Well, they've turned it over a couple of times in the first half. An interception and a fumble. And one other time they were in the red zone. They settled for a field goal when they were deep in Carolina territory. Now first down at the 17. Long count by Brooks. McAllister. He's hit by Brian Allen. Brought down at about the 13-yard line in Cleveland. They're about 3 minutes into the second half. Atlanta has intercepted Kelly Holcomb, and they have the ball. Atlanta still trailing Cleveland 10-7. The Saints looking for the points to regain the lead. 5 defensive backs in for Carolina. Dante Wesley is in as the nickel corner. Blitz coming. The toss. And looking at throws. McAllister's in trouble. And they've got him and down at the 20-yard line. So on a second down play again.
Well, so you know what? This is a heck of a call by Jack Del Rio. Here's the strong side over here. They're going to run a little trickery, but what they're running into is actually a blitz, and that's what blows this whole play up. Here's Terry Cousin. He's inside, and that penetration messes everything up right from the get-go.
What about New Orleans trying the trickery down this deep in Carolina territory?
Now they're trying to make something happen. That's what they're trying to do offensively. They're trying to get into rhythm. Jack Del Rio, boy, I think he's a heck of a coach, and he's done a fine job with this defense. You talk about taking a defense from last.
On a third down play, McAllister gets nothing. Back to the 20-yard line.
I got to tell you, Sam, I don't know what in the heck that was.
Mike Rucker made the tackle. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Jim Haslett wonders himself, but he's sending out the kicking unit.
Look up front. And you can't tell me there's nothing wrong with Deuce McAllister. He looked like he was looking for a place to fall down when there was obviously earlier in the year he would have bounced off 2 places and gone a couple different directions. Watch the snap hand. Kevin Hauser is in his deep snapper. Let's take a look at this snap.
Got the injured right arm. This is a 39-yard, 38-yard field goal attempt, and it's right through John Carney. 2 for 2. Hauser hurting that right arm, in some pain, but he went in and snapped.
Right on the money too, Sam.
Got it back to Toby Goen, and it's put through the uprights by John Carney.
Okay, skinny and to the right. Wait.
Need a lot of minutes? Switch to Sprint, and for just $30 a month, get unlimited night and weekend minutes and 300 anytime minutes. And get a free PCS phone instantly at Sprint stores.
What about this? Good question.
PCS from Sprint. Clearly, the phone to give or get.
What we do on the field is here and now, but what you do for people off the field is remembered forever.
That you have the capabilities and the opportunities to go and affect someone's life is something enough to where it can inspire you to get up out of bed regardless of how selfish you want to be on your off day.
Because I have been to 3 Super Bowls, and I can just tell you it really doesn't compare to seeing a child be provided for. You are helping America.
Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart tries to conquer NASCAR's most legendary track, the Daytona 500, this February, only on Fox.
Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson die hard with a vengeance tonight on Fox.
Kevin Hauser gutted that one out. It's obvious to me that Carolina doesn't know that he's hurt or he injured his right hand.
Or how seriously?
Well, yeah, because they should have been rushing that side. Someone has got to see that. If they try it again, they've got to rush his right rushed arm.
Line drive kickoff by Toby Goen, returned by Isaac Bird across the 25 up to the 29-yard line.
Take a look at this snap, Sam. Here he is right here. Watch his right arm. You've got to come through that right arm and stack people over there. See him holding that right arm? He's not blocking anybody with it. He's not sticking that arm into anybody. You line two people up there and have the linebacker push you through.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks.
Thanks.
The new Beetle convertible. One good thing leads to another.
Still doing those bills, hon?
Just resting with a credit card balance. You've been feeding on those high interest rates.
I just switched our balance over to a Capital One no-hassle card. You're gonna save $500 a year.
$500?
Switch your high-interest balance to the Capital One no-hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates. You could save up to $500 a year.
What's in your wallet?
A bomb is ticking,
There's a nuclear device somewhere in Los Angeles set to go off today.
and our nation's enemies will do anything to stop Jack Bauer from finding it.
I'm not gonna give you his location.
But what he doesn't know is that the most dangerous enemies of all are inside our own government.
They want control of your presidency.
More than merely the best show of the year, it's TV's greatest rush.
You are running out of time! We're going down!
The most suspense you can experience in 1 hour.
We're not gonna make it!
Period. 24, an all-new episode Tuesday, January 7th on Fox.
Mel Gibson in the network premiere of Ransom.
Give me back my son!
Fox Monday.
Great football today. We've got a second game coming your way. The Packers at the Jets. Packers win. They get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Jets hoping to stay alive, but they need help. Carolina from their own 28. Pete throwing on first down. He's got a man. It's Muhsin Muhammad across the 40. Fights his way up to midfield. Good effort by the strong Muhsin Muhammad. Something's happening in Cleveland. JB will tell us about it.
Sam and Bill, it certainly is. Take a look at Kelly Holcomb here, dropping back, looking for Quincy Morgan. Instead, it's picked off by Gerald McBurrows of Atlanta. Couch, by the way, fractured right fibula. He is out. Atlanta not able to score a touchdown, so they settle for the 42-yard field goal by Jay Feely. It is now knotted at 10 apiece. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. Here, New Orleans trailing. Pete throwing on first down and completing it to Muhsin Muhammad. His sixth catch of the game. The previous one was a 21-yarder with a good effort after the catch, and this one is down to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 9 on the play.
And they don't know what to do with them. And, you know, since they've made that adjustment and said, hey, we've got our wide receivers, and they're open, they're really toying with the secondary of the New Orleans Saints. If they back off and play zone, Muhsin Muhammad takes it right at him and then comes back at his completion.
And they're working against the rookie, Keo Craver.
If it's man, they take it upfield and over top of him.
Dale Carter is out of the game on second down. The draw to Goings. Goings has a first down inside the 40. And across the 39-yard line, Willie Whitehead made the tackle. Carolina Panthers. And this was bound to happen. These teams have played close games. The Saints have won the last 5 meetings between these two teams, but the last 3 times they've played, the game hasn't been decided until the last 2 minutes. They have played some good ones, and another one going on here. First down, Carolina at the 39. Blitz coming for New Orleans. Pete got rid of it to the tight end Mangum. He lunges forward to the 33-yard line, his first catch of the game. Ken Irvin made the tackle.
I can tell you, Sam, Rodney Pete is just, you know, you look at this offense and they really don't have anything to really hang their hat on. I mean, they're running back. They've had 3 different running backs. They've had running back by committee. They even have Brad Hoover, the fullback, lined up there. And the running presence isn't there with the offensive line. The big threat guy has really been Steve Smith, but Rodney Pete makes this thing go. He's 17 of 24 today for 189 yards and a touchdown and interception, but he knows where to go with the ball.
There he goes again, Pete. Incomplete, a little too high. Intended for Steve Smith, and Smith was shaken up. He went down hard to the turf. Fred Thomas covering him on the play. And Smith, the helmet comes off as he is really shaken on the play. Does his head hit the turf here, Bill?
I'm not sure what happened. I know he had Fred Thomas trailing him tight, and he tried to lead him. That's his shoulder. That's his shoulder. He drove that shoulder right into that turf. A lot of bad things happen when that happens.
Excuse me.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and
37. It's 37.
It's a nice hat.
Thank you.
You just saw Lady in half without any repercussion.
Are you Italian?
No. Flaming lips. You're up.
Introducing the Media Center PC from HP, powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Your TV, music, photos, and videos, all living happily together inside one powerful home computer with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Call or visit one of these retailers.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
Whoa. How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
With 2 million new and used cars, you're sure to find the one you want at Autotrader.com.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37, by HP and the new HP Media Center PC, by Autotrader.com, sell your car fast on the ultimate automotive classified site, and by Capital One, what's in your wallet.
Is that you, Bill, driving the cart there?
I was actually on the back of that. But that right there is Steve Smith, and he's shaking up a little bit. And if he's out of the formula here, that's going to really limit them offensively.
He's replaced by Isaac Bird. Pete throws deep, and it's through the hands. Intended for Muhsin Muhammad. Just a little too far.
Sammy, and you know what? They're picking on the rookie defenders. They are picking on Keough Craver. Whatever side he's lined up on, they are going at him.
They're finding him. Well, here comes a long field goal attempt. Sauerbrunn will hold. This will be a 51-yarder for Shane Graham. His career long is 50. And it's on the way. It looks good, and it is good. 51-yard field goal for Shane Graham. A career long. And the Carolina Panthers now have a 10-6 lead on the New Orleans Saints. That's a beautiful kick. Graham got all of it and puts it through. And the Saints are down by 4.
XXX, buy it on DVD.
Dangerous, uncivilized. I love his attitude.
From the director of The Fast and the Furious.
Let's take this to the next level.
The ultimate extreme DVD. Packed with special features.
I live for this.
Vin Diesel is XXX.
Here comes the...
Buy it Tuesday on DVD.
The phrase average Joe was coined for a reason. Joe's a guy who wears a shirt that says Joe on it.
Joe doesn't steal the girl. He's the guy you pal around with, but not since the playoffs. Now Joe's a bachelor from Alabama who changes everything. Joe's a guy who carries New York City on 2 bad knees and guarantees victory. Joe's not just a name, it's an idea. Fathers expect more from a kid named Joe. That's how big the playoffs are. They took the name Joe and made it Joe. This is how high Dwight Clark jumped to make the catch.
Caught by Clark! Clark got a touchdown!
Ken Irvin shaken up earlier in the game on the sideline for the Saints. The defense coming off the field after holding the Panthers to 3. Shane Graham after the long field goal. Michael Lewis is deep. Let's see how Graham kicks to him. He sends it deep. Lewis to the side, goes from the 5. Looking for a lane, none there. He's taken down on a good tackle by Rod Smart across the 20-yard line. Smart does a good job. He leads in special teams tackles for the Panthers.
Well, they got the #1 kickoff coverage unit, Sam, in all the NFL. Rod Smart, a big part of that.
Nice tackle. Got down there well. So now the Saints from the 21-yard line. Rod Smart trying to get the offense going. Trailing 10-6. Atlanta and Cleveland tied at 10 in Cleveland. Brooks steps up. Nobody open. In trouble. Forced back and almost intercepted as he tried to throw it away. Reggie Howard got his hands on it. JB's got an update on what's going on in Cleveland. JB.
Sam and Bill, as our producer Scott Ackerson likes to call it, a visual embellishment here. Quincy Morgan, nice catch. Then the ball is stripped loose, recovered by Atlanta. Sam Rogers and Jay Feely capitalizes with this 49-yard field goal, and the Falcons have eked out a 13-10 lead. That in the third, back to Sam and Bill.
Good update. Atlanta leads for the first time in the game. 13-10. Out of the shotgun, McAllister. On the handoff inside, gets up to about the 29-yard line. Terry Cousin made the tackle. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 2.
You know, you wonder why they ran? Why they ran on that play? I want to show you the play before, Sam. Watch what happens. Now, right now, the quarterback's in trouble. And I don't see anybody coming back with any kind of a vengeance to help Aaron Brooks out. Watch, they look back and say, oh, he's in trouble. It certainly doesn't look like he's trying to come back and get open for him. When your quarterback's in trouble and you look back at his receiver and you see him running around with defensive linemen pursuing him, you've got to get open.
On 3rd down, Brooks rolling, throwing into traffic, and the ball was dropped incomplete. Double covered was Jake Reed. A dangerous pass by Aaron Brooks.
Well, he forced that. There's no question about it, Sam. He forced that. Jake Reed coming across. Watch, he gets picked up by the linebacker, and then all of a sudden, there comes that lurker. That was Mike Minner in there playing a little lurker. He just controlling that middle of the field, and he never saw Minner, which ended up being double coverage.
Toby Goins' 5th punt of the game. Steve Smith backs up to the 25. Slips one man and fights his way across the 35 up close to the 37. New Year's Day is Bowl Day, and we've got the SBC 67th edition of the Cotton Bowl at 11 a.m. 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Texas and LSU. Chris Sims in his final game in Texas. Outstanding quarterback. First time these two schools have met in 40 years. The Cotton Bowl, only on Fox, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Hope you'll be there. And from all of us at Fox, we wish you a very healthy and happy New Year. Pete throwing on 1st down. Short out of the backfield. Brad Hoover pulls his way up to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the play. James Allen, rookie out of Oregon State, 3rd-round draft pick, made the stop, and Jim Haslett's very excited about the prospects of this young man, Bill.
Oh, yeah, he likes me. He thinks he's got a lot of speed. I think he's got a lot of work to do, and obviously you do as a rookie playing in your first game last week. But you know what? If you're growing towards the future and you're growing towards next year, you got to get your guys some reps. And with Darren Smith down, it's a heck of an opportunity for him.
On second down, Hoover slips a man and gets about a yard on the play. Will bring up a 3rd and 1.
You know, Carolina is just maintaining the course. Just stay in the course. That's all they're doing. They know they've got some yardage outside. They've got that whenever they want it. They can throw. If they were in a zone, they can get you 5-6 yards right away. And they're trying to loosen them up a little bit and then hit them with a run. But the front seven for the Saints has really been doing a fine job of shutting that run down with those guys.
3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak by Rodney Peete. He's got it. Big Rodney Peete just took it, dove straight ahead, picks up the first down. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Things not looking good for the New Orleans Saints. They're trailing 10-6. Atlanta is leading in Cleveland late in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back with more of the NFL on Fox right after this.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Everybody's got a little Jeep adventure in them. So you'd better hurry to your Jeep dealer because they want to make this a record-breaking month. Now's a great time to get a Jeep Grand Cherokee with all these great offers. 0% APR financing for 60 months. No monthly payments for 90 days. Plus the protection of a 770 powertrain limited warranty. So get to your Jeep dealer for this factory-authorized opportunity before January 2nd and find the Jeep adventure in you. Check one out today.
Now Seinfeld fans are seeing double.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting a hankering for some double mint gum.
It's a double helping of TV's funniest show.
You double dipped the chip.
So catch all the double dates.
She had man hands.
Double standards.
You fixed me up with a bald woman.
Your fault.
And double talk.
Let me tell it.
No, you can't tell
You
her.
always tell it.
All right, tell her.
You just tell it.
Double your fun when we double up Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 7:30 and 11 on Fox Carolina.
We got a show, people. We got a show.
The designers at Chrysler invite you to preview our holiday collection, a national event featuring our latest styles and designs, where right now, qualified lessees can drive home with a low lease rate of just $199 a month on the always cool, always versatile Chrysler PT Cruiser. But hurry, your invitation runs out December 31st.
Happy holidays from all of us at Fox Carolina.
Back in New Orleans, Sam Rosen along with Bill Moss. Rodney Peete walking off slowly. Was shaking up on that quarterback sneak, Bill.
Well, right here, he's going to get dinged at the end of the play. When his head turns over, he gets popped right there. I'm not sure if it did something to him. You know, a couple weeks ago, he got knocked a little woozy. And he said it wasn't a very big hit. He said he just turned his head kind of weird and he got knocked around a little bit. It was up in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And he had to come out for a couple series.
Well, he's out here. First down, Carolina at their own 48. Chris Winkie, second-year man out of Florida State, replacing Rodney Peete. The delay to Goings. Goings gets to midfield. Time to update what's going on in Cleveland. JB's got that for us.
Sam, Kelly Holcomb having difficulties in relief of the injured Tim Couch, throwing his second pick of the day. That one to Chris Drab of the Falcons. Atlanta now has the ball. Second down in the red zone. 2:19 left in the 3rd. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. Things not looking good for the Saints right now. Trailing. Carolina's got the ball just across midfield, and Atlanta leading. And if Atlanta holds on and wins that game, Atlanta will be in the playoffs in the number 5 seed in the East. Winkie swings it out to Goings. Got a block, got tripped up. Nice play by Ken Irvin. He fought off the block, reached up and tripped up Nick Goings.
Little screenplay outside. Try to take away some of their aggressiveness, you know, Sam? Try to take it, slow them down a little bit. You get Winkie in there, new quarterback. Now, if you're going to drop back and pass on 3rd down, you want to take a little wind out of their sails with their pass rush. But I got to tell you, Ken Irvin, that was a heck of a play. Fended off Lamar Nesbitt. No problem.
So that score, Miami leading New England 21-10. Miami looking to clinch the AFC East. Winky on third down. Steps up. Pressure, and down he goes. Third sack of the game for the Saints.
Somebody has to talk to the Carolina quarterbacks. And I don't care who's playing. I don't care if it's Winky. I don't care if it's Fasani. I really don't care who it is. But they've got to be able to look and see what's downfield. Winky never looks to the left side of the field. He takes his eyes off Isaac Byrd immediately. And look at Byrd. There is nobody covering him.
Todd Sauerbrunn to punt. Michael Lewis is deep. Short, wobbly kick. Flag on the play. Ball bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds. It'll be marked at the 28-yard line. But let's check out the flag. Holding against Carolina.
Before the ball was kicked,
declined it.
holding by the kicking team number 81. The penalty is declined. New Orleans keeps the ball, first down.
You know, even with the penalty and even with Michael Lewis, that punt was so bad, I think you take it right where it's at.
Powerful new Silverado is here. Still available with the 340 horse Vortec V8.
Hey, are you ready for an unbelievable experience? Yeah, you're going where there is no up or down. Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort, whether you shave down or up. An anti-friction coating on all 3 blades. Plus a strip with more lubrication, so even against the grain, you get less irritation and the closest shave. Can your razor do this? Mach 3 Turbo. From Gillette, the best a man can get.
What we do on the field is here and now, but what you do for people off the field is remembered forever.
That you have the capabilities and the opportunities to go and affect someone's life is something enough to where it can inspire you to get up out of bed regardless of how selfish you want to be on your off day.
Because I have been to 3 Super Bowls, and I can just tell you it really doesn't compare to seeing a child be provided for. You are helping America.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Gillette Mach 3 Turbo, for the closest shave with less irritation, even against the grade. By Subway, fresh-made sandwiches on fresh-baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. And by Microsoft, providing software for the agile business.
Steve Smith walking off. That's to the locker room.
That's not the wind knocked out of you. I can tell you that.
Aaron Brooks, the toss went to, the snap went to McAllister, takes it outside. He's got a first down across the 40. The snap direct to the running back, Deuce McAllister, and he picks up 11. Let's go back to Cleveland, find out what's happening. JB.
Jay Feely capitalizing on turnovers. As a matter of fact, 3 turnovers have led to 3 Jay Feely field goals. The most recent, a 30-yarder for Atlanta. The Falcons just a bit more breathing room. 16-10 over Cleveland. 33 seconds left in the third. Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. 3 field goals for Feely in the game. 13-yard pickup credited to Deuce McAllister. Brooks throwing and completes to Stallworth. A big hit by Dante Wesley. But Dante Stallworth held on the ball up at the 49-yard line.
I tell you, Carolina's defense, they're going to be something to be reckoned with in the future.
Oh, they're tough.
I mean, you look at how physical they've been. Anything that comes across, any reception, the receivers are paying for it. I've seen all day long, every time a Saints receiver catches the ball, they've just been rocked.
Aaron Brooks 8 for 20, 2 for 4 in the second half. Has time, fires, and completes to the 40-yard line. Make it the 39. Again to Dante Stallworth. 2 big completions by Aaron Brooks.
The ball was thrown a little bit low, but in this situation, that's not a bad thing. Because at least your receiver can come back to it and go down and get it and possess it. Because that hasn't been the case a lot of times. They've been missing balls. They've been tipping balls that have been high that have resulted in interceptions.
4 catches for Dante Stallworth. McAllister straight ahead, got nothing. Hit hard by Mark Fields. Mark Fields with a career high in tackles this season. He finished his career in New Orleans in 2000 by going to the Pro Bowl. Then the following year signed with St. Louis, played in the Super Bowl with them, and then left them and signed as a free agent with Carolina. Brooks checking off. Steps up. In trouble, he throws and throws it out of bounds. Jake Reed, the closest receiver to it, but Aaron Brooks didn't have anything.
You see that little game they played? Now they checked out of an audible, and then Carolina went Omaha, and they dropped their linebackers back. They were on a blitz. Look at the push by Preston Buckner right here, 99. When you close the pocket that quick on a quarterback before he can set his feet to even look downfield, and the rush is on top of him, you don't have a chance. You can't get anything started. Preston Buckner has been playing the best football I've ever seen him play. I think he's been with about 5 teams, and by far this year he's playing the best.
Saints have to get to the 29 for first down, and the pass is knocked down, almost intercepted by the middle linebacker Will Witherspoon. The ball was in his hands. He dropped it, and you can hear the fans getting on Aaron Brooks, and the punting unit comes out for New Orleans.
Well, another missed opportunity downfield, and again, Aaron Brooks isn't seeing the field very well. And the thing about it is that was a blitz. It was a zone blitz, but he's not seeing the safety. He's just locking on receivers.
With Steve Smith out, Kobe Goins punt way up in the air. Isaac Byrne lets it go. It bounces in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, 38-yard punt, but net of 20. Net of 18, excuse me, as they'll bring the ball back out to the 20-yard line.
How about this one, babe? We somehow find everybody who bought the CD last week in Chicago.
From the database.
Sweet. And when the band gets to Chicago, we contact all those fans.
Through the mail server.
Sweet. And we offer them a T-shirt, concert tickets, something.
From the online store.
Sweet. Now that, babe, would rock.
Sweet. What are you rocking, babe?
Sweet.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect with customers. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
I really did lose 245 pounds eating Subway sandwiches, and that's like a whole person and a half. I feel like I could do anything. Jogging, playing basketball, even mountain biking. I mean, I love the new me. And now Subway has all these delicious new sauces. It's great, like honey mustard on turkey or red wine vinaigrette on a club. So I don't have to give up taste to eat healthy. I could play golf. I'm even thinking about taking up mountain climbing. Well, maybe next year.
Subway, eat fresh! Proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk.
Meet Joe Millionaire. He's wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. These are the 20 women who are vying for his love. He has a heart of gold.
I find him charming and generous and noble.
And a $50 million smile.
He has this contagious smile. That's beautiful.
But the one thing they don't know...
He's tall, dark, and handsome.
He's not really a multimillionaire. He's just a $19,000 a year ordinary Joe. Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist.
Will you please pinch me? Because I feel like I'm draining.
That's really twisted. Premiering Monday, January 6th on Fox.
The trainer working hard, stretching Rodney Peete. He's got a groin problem, and he still hopes to return. Meanwhile, Chris Weinke is the quarterback as the Panthers start from the 20-yard line. 10:35 to go, fourth quarter. On the draw play, it's Goings. Nothing there. Shoved back by Grady Jackson and Cedric Hodge. How about the emotions of a head coach during the course of a game, Bill?
Well, especially when you're dealing with an emotional one. This is Hassel. There he is at the very start of the game. This is right before halftime. And take a look at him as this fourth quarter starts.
Oh. He's got a headache. Trying to find a way for his team to stay alive. Brad Hoover, a couple of yards on the play. The good tackle by Darren Howard. No, Roger, I believe it was Darren Howard. Yes, Howard made the tackle.
You know, Sam, in Carolina, it isn't going to take any risks. You know, they know they have the outside if they want it. You know, they know they have Musa Muhammad if they want it, or even Bird. We've seen him open as well. But I think they're just going to play it close to the vest. I really do. And it certainly appears that way, that they're just going to keep it close. Maximum protection. They're not going to take any gambles. They're not going to let their offense lose this game for them. They're just going to get what they can get and put it on their D.
3rd and 7. The play fake. Wenke pressured. Running and throwing, and the ball's dropped. Good effort on the play by Isaac Bird, but he couldn't hold on. And it'll help Fred Thomas. Went hard to the ground along the Saints sideline. And the punting unit is on for Carolina.
Freddie Thomas. Heck, he had to carry Hinkle all the way across the field.
Sauerbrunn, since being injured, is kicking them high. This one is a long one. Lewis from the 28. Throws it across the field. It can't open. Put over his head and out of bounds. That was a forward pass.
Yep. And that wasn't even close. And I think what happened was, I think it was the depth of the punt. The punt was so long and not high, as you said, Sam, that it really threw him off, and it had to back Michael Lewis up. And they had this play called before the punt, but when Michael Lewis backed up, he didn't know where the throwback was. You've got to adjust to that.
The illegal forward pass being whistled against the Saints, and that's going to set them back. Michael Lewis got a little talking to from the head coach.
Illegal forward pass by the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the pass. New Orleans keeps the ball, 1st down.
He didn't have any whereabouts where he was on the field. And that's what causes that'll cause you a migraine. Jim Haslett has one right now.
Okay, boys, called in the air.
Since I logged on to NFL.com, I found out who holds the single-season sack record. It's Michael Strahan.
I got the weather forecast for my next home game. Yep, cold.
Since I logged on to NFL.com, I could email my brother.
I can communicate better with my teammates.
Let me check that one more time. Oh, what do you know? Michael Strahan.
I found Super Bowl highlights.
The allure of the Cotton Bowl is its legacy. Sims and the Longhorns battle Davis and the Tigers in the SBC Cotton Bowl New Year's Day on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
A long way to go with good football today on Fox. The Packers and the Jets are coming up next in our second game. Packers trying to clinch home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. Saints start from the 25-yard line, down 10-6. McAllister straight ahead, big gainer. And Deuce McAllister is over 100 yards for the game, and that's the first 100-yard rusher against Carolina this season.
They just got it right up the middle, too. They split the defense. Jerry Fontenot has a heck of a block on Witherspoon, the middle linebacker.
Two tight ends for New Orleans. Here's McAllister again. It's a couple of yards on the play. Let's get an update on Atlanta and Cleveland. JP's got that.
Sam and Bill, Cleveland needs a win and help to get into the postseason. Kelly Holcomb back to pass, in trouble, escapes it there. Finally sacked by Ellis Johnson. They were near field goal range, pushed out of range there, and trailing 16-10. Back to Sam and Bill.
Saints hoping that Cleveland can come back, and they've got to come back. There's McAllister one more time. It's up to the 44-yard line. Yesterday, a big game in New York. The Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles got off to a 7-0 lead early. Fourth quarter, Jeremy Shockey with a big win in the battle against Brian Dawkins. That tied it. Then when David Akers missed that field goal late in the fourth quarter, the Giants stayed alive. And in overtime, Matt Bryant from 39 yards out put the Giants in the playoffs. Eagles will be the number 2 seed if Green Bay wins. Eagles would get the number 1 seed if Green Bay loses today. Brooks rolling and throwing. That may have been tipped. It was a wobbly pass that fell incomplete. Intended for Joe Horn. In the NFC, Green Bay is in. They're at the Jets today. The Giants in as a wild card. The Eagles, the NFC East champions. NFC South to Tampa Bay. They'll play tonight in Chicago. San Francisco could be the number 3 seed if they win and Tampa Bay loses. San Francisco plays St. Louis tomorrow. Steve Smith back in the game, takes the punt and comes up the sideline. Good return by Smith. He's out of bounds up at the 36-yard line. So Steve Smith okay after going to the locker room. Returning up to the 36. Carolina with the lead.
So 20 seconds left. Garcia looks left.
He's got this weak side blitz coming, right? Takes a snap. It's a 3-step drop.
Bunch of big guys trying to kill him.
Dodges this one safety. Ducks under this tackle.
Launched this awkward, just squirrely looking prayer to the corner of the end zone.
Right into the hand of
J.J. Stokes. Touchdown.
Touchdown!
Should have been there.
Should have been there.
You should have been there.
If you want to be there, bring your Visa card, because you can't buy 49er tickets at 3Com Park with American Express.
You should have been there.
Starting January 10th, everyone's getting more action on Friday nights.
Were you just on my desk?
No.
First, LA's most elite undercover cops are making their move.
I'm cool with it, man. You cool with it?
It's cool with me.
Gotcha.
New night.
You're hooked.
New time.
Wow.
Same speed. When Fastlane moves to Fridays.
Last time I saw you, you were naked. I like this story.
Then an all-new episode of the hit series John Doe.
Either you stop me, or I stop her heart.
When a madman abducts a friend.
We got 12 hours.
Will John Doe choose her life?
He made a mistake. He's not coming for me.
Over his?
I'm not licensed to carry a weapon.
The clock is ticking.
The excitement is killing me.
John Doe.
Bye-bye.
A night of all-new episodes starts at 8/7 Central Friday, January 10th on Fox. Ring in the new year with the biggest Boston public of the season.
You almost caught a bullet last night.
Relationships will change.
You realize this can never work, right?
And surprises will come around every corner.
Tell me how alone you feel right now.
An all-new episode of Boston Public, Monday, January 6th on Fox.
Rodney Peete back in at quarterback for Carolina. They start from their own 36-yard line, leading 10-6. Peete outside, completes to Muhsin Muhammad. Up across the 40, and he's ridden out of bounds. And then shoves down Sammy Knight. Sammy Knight gets up, wants the official to throw a flag. Next weekend, the playoffs begin, and Fox on Sunday has an NFC wildcard game in San Francisco. Now, the 49ers could be the number 4 seed or the 3 seed. We don't know who their opponent will be, but we will be there. Joe Buck, Chris Collinsworth, and Troy Aikman, and the Fox crew in San Francisco, the playoffs on Fox. 3 wide receivers for Carolina. Muhammad in motion. Pete throwing deep for Steve Smith, overthrew him as they picked on the rookie Keo Craver, and Smith had him beaten, but the pass was too far.
Too much on the ball. That's all there was to it. Right, you had him beat right off the bat with no safety help over the top. Rodney Peete. A lot of times when you're a quarterback and you see those things that quick, he saw it. As soon as he got off the line of scrimmage, he knew he had him. You just get too excited. And I'm not so sure if maybe that follow through. You know, when you throw the ball, everything starts from the ground up. And he looks like he's hobbled a little bit with that groin injury.
Norman Ant came off with a right arm injury, replaced by Willie Whitehead. Pete under pressure, and Sammy Knight picks it off. Tripped up by Muhsin Muhammad, but the interception by Sammy Knight gives the Saints the ball in Carolina territory at the 46-yard line.
Sam, I think that groin injury to Rodney Peete is more than he's leading to believe. You see how he's throwing the ball from the ground up? See, so look, take a close look at his feet. He doesn't even get a good plan underneath. Yeah. See that? He's very gingerly coming through on that throw, and that ball was nowhere near the intended receiver.
Right. Bad pass. Nobody around.
He was looking for Nick Goings, and he was way behind him. He knows it, too.
Sammy Knight with his 4th interception. Rodney Peete knows he put his team's lead in jeopardy. Saints start from the Carolina 46. Out of the shotgun, McAllister takes the handoff, gets a yard on the play. Mark Fields,
you know, Sam,
with the first hit.
Sorry about that, but I got to tell you that move right there, bringing Rodney Peete back in to see if he could throw. I don't know if he warmed up on the sidelines, thought he could throw, or just said, okay, I'm stretched out, I'm ready to go, put me back in. But that move right there could have cost Carolina this ballgame. Obviously inaccurate on both those throws. Wasn't feeling well, limping around through his set. It affected those throws, caused the interception. Now it's time for Aaron Brooks and the Saints to capitalize.
5 receivers for New Orleans. Brooks gets time, throws, and completes to Joe Horn inside the 40. Joe Horn's had a very quiet day, the leading receiver on the Saints. Only his 2nd catch of the game, 86 on the season for Joe Horn. 3 consecutive seasons of over 1,000 yards receiving. Rodney Peete walking the sidelines. Meanwhile, Aaron Brooks trying to bring his team back. 3rd and 1 at the 37. Brooks checking off at the line. McAllister, 1st down, fighting his way for a couple of more yards. Brian Allen made the tackle. Deuce McAllister has done his job today, Bill.
And most of the yards he's gotten, Sam, have been right up the gut. And that's a completely different style of what they brought him here for. Completely different style of what he did earlier this year. And a lot of it has to do with that, most of it, all of it has to do with that high right ankle sprain. But he is a good inside runner, better than they thought he would be.
This is his 28th carry. This one doesn't get anything. Lost a couple.
That's what's
back
not there.
To the 35.
That's exactly what's not there.
Can't get outside?
No. Can't get to the perimeter because when you're hitting that side, a lot of stress is on that right outside ankle. And when you're running left, he likes to cut back right and plant your right foot. He hasn't been able to do that. So the yards he's getting and have all been straight downhill. And because of that injury that happened in Atlanta, they've realized and found out that he's a better downhill runner than they thought, a better between the tackle runner than they thought he was.
8:40 to go in Cleveland, and Atlanta leading 16-10 right here. Brooks being pressured, rolling away and throwing and completing to Joe Horn at the 30-yard line. Will Witherspoon blitzing on the play. But a good job by Aaron Brooks to roll away from the blitz and find Joe Horn.
You know, and Aaron Brooks was very, very lucky to even complete that pass. Sam, they came with the blitz. You see it there to the open side, the weak side. But all the receivers were covered up. The Carolina defensive backs have played an outstanding game today.
4 wide receivers in. The blitz coming, and the throw is too far, incomplete. Intended for Joe Horn. JB has another update on the game in Cleveland.
Sam and Bill take a look at Atlanta deep in its own territory. Michael Vick back play action, throwing to Big George Lane in only his second game this season, trying to get extra yards. Fumble the ball, recovered by Cleveland deep in Atlanta's territory late in the fourth quarter. Back to Sam and Bill.
Wow, wow, wow. And right here, New Orleans is sent on John Carney, who has 2 field goals. This would be about a 48-yard attempt. And now a timeout has been called. The Saints use their first timeout. It was 4th down and about 8. Don't forget, coming in February, NASCAR on Fox returns the 45th running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Tony Stewart leading the world's best drivers. Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Larry McReynolds return for another season of high-speed racing and fun. The Daytona 500 drops the flag on 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage, returning February on Fox.
Saints rethought it, Sam. They've had their starting offense out on the field. They brought the field goal unit out, and they sent the personnel different changes for Carolina to the sidelines. Now they rethought this, and I don't blame them for it. I think this is go-for-it territory.
With less than 3 minutes remaining, they've got to get to the 23-yard line for a first down. Brooks being blitzed. Fields breaks him down. The former Saint sacks Aaron Brooks. The 4th sack of the game for Carolina.
How about
and the
Jack?
Saints turn it over on downs.
Sam, how about Jack Del Rio? Look at that. Look at that. There he is. Jack pumping his fist. What a call on the blitz. Here's Fields right there. He was stacked on the outside, and normally they usually have him over the tight end side. They had him to the open side that time, and they brought him clean. That is Mark Fields' strength. There's no tight end that side. They brought him over. Normally he's on the other side, and Mark Fields, what he does is blitz. That's what he's good at, and that's what the positions they put him in. 7.5 sacks for him on the year. That's the most of his career.
And how about this, Bill? Cleveland has gone ahead of Atlanta. So the Saints, who needed the points, give up the ball. Goings gets up to the 43. Let's find out how Cleveland did it. JB.
Hey, fellas, we showed you the fumble. Look at how Cleveland capitalized on it. Kelly Holcomb hooking up with Kevin Johnson. 15-yard strike for the score. And now Cleveland has taken the lead by 1. 6:58 left in regulation. Sam and Bill.
Oh, that's a lot of time for a scrambling Mike Vick.
That's
I
right.
can tell you that 7 minutes is a ton of time. And, you know, and the reason I said this is go-for-it territory down here, that would have been a long field goal. And not that Carney doesn't have the foot for it.
He does.
I agree with you. But I go back to the snap. Hoser, what you saw him on the last field goal attempt. He couldn't even pick his right arm up. And I don't know if that could affect him on the snap. He said he can't go. But they thought about it, and they opted against it. And I believe it's because of the injury to Hauser.
It could be. It could be. But you know what? 3 points would have been big, and then a defensive stand. And all you would have needed was another field goal. It's 2nd down at the 44-yard line. Heat. Goings. Across midfield and still going, and he's got a first down. And now the Saints have only 1 timeout remaining, and they're down 10-6. They do have the 2-minute warning coming up. But they have got to find a way to get the football back.
Blocking, catching, tackling. It's the basics. Well, New Orleans Saints on 4th down did not block and pick up the blitz. The back to that side did not get there to pick up the blitz. They didn't block. They've had drop balls, and right there, nobody tackled Nick Goings.
Yep.
And you talk about basics. You talk about doing the basics. That all comes down to an individual spirit. That's all, Sam. You know, here everything's on the line. You've put yourself in this situation. There's no misunderstanding. They've been blasted by the media. They've been blasted by the national media. Locally here, the fans are on them. They were put into a situation where they needed a win and some help outside. Well, Cleveland's given them the help.
Yep.
They haven't helped themselves.
Saints are out of timeouts. First down, Carolina. Goings. Stop for a loss. Good defensive charge by the Saints. Back to the New Orleans 49-yard line. Sammy Knight and Cedric Hodge with the tackles.
You know,
Carolina Panthers. Go ahead, Bill.
Sam, I think the emphasis for this game has really been about New Orleans, because when you this time of year you talk about the playoffs, but really think about what John Fox has done quietly. You know, think about what he has done. He's taken his team last year from a 1-15 team. He's put him in a position now to be a 7-9 and win this thing. What a turnaround. 31st defense to the 6th.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, makers of the View, redesigned L Series, and the all-new Ion.
Life is full of difficult choices, and some not so difficult. When you purchase an elegantly redesigned mid-size 2003 Saturn L Series, you can choose $2,500 toward your down payment. Or get 0% financing, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. Unfortunately, this not-so-difficult choice ends January 2nd. Purchase a 2003 Saturn L Series and get $2,500 toward down payment, or 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 monthly payment for 90 days. See participating retailer for restrictions.
What have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
Those interest charges are going to get us.
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle card.
The Capital One No Hassle card has the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
My name is David. I play offense. I play center. I play guard. I play defense, Vincent, end. Sometimes I play tackle. Sometimes I play defense. Because I play right guard. I play linebacker. I play running back. I play fullback. I play right guard. Tackle. My name's Casey, and I play football.
John Fox sparked the turnaround of the Panthers with strong defensive work. They went from 31st to 8th against the run, 28th to 6th against the pass. And now with a chance to take New Orleans out in his final game on 2nd down. Goings thrown for a loss again. When this game is completed, we will send you to Cleveland for the completion of the Atlanta-Cleveland game. Atlanta trailing 17-16, just under 6 minutes to go in that game. But here, the playoff picture could end if New Orleans loses.
They're just going to milk this clock. Look at this. They can milk this thing, and just a simple run inside. If it downs the ball, they can take this thing down inside 30 seconds left in the game.
The toss to Goings. Stays in bounds. He does. The clock will continue to run. Today's game produced by Michael Burks, directed by Rich Russo, associate director Tom Yohe, broadcast associate John Morris. The technical producer is David Graham. Studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Studio technical supervisor Jack Simmons, senior producer of Fox Sports Bill Brown. Executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
Sam, they ruled him out of bounds. The Carolina coaches are going nuts. They ruled him out of bounds. They stopped the clock with 1:14 left. He was downed in bounds.
I agree with you there.
Look at this. Then the play clock is run down. Now the play clock's run down on him, and they had to waste a timeout. He's down. He's not. He is out.
You think so?
Yeah, let me see.
Is needed?
I don't. Let's take a look as it comes down here. The official's right on top of it.
His arm doesn't touch the ground here?
His arm can touch the ground. It has to be a knee. He's down. He's down. I think he was down by his knee. But see where the official is? The official is looking from that side. His knee hit on the other side. Right, look, real quick, Sam. His knee does go down. The official is looking here, but his knee was down inside here. See, when he rolled over, that his knee hit. He's down right there, but the official's looking here and never sees it.
Saints get a break. Sauerbrunn with a punt. Michael Lewis standing back at his 9-yard line. There's a minute 14 remaining. Sauerbrunn gets it away. Lewis from the 10. Goes toward the sideline. Heads upfield. Big return. And he's out of bounds at the 40. The Saints have life with 1:02 remaining. A 30-yard return for Michael Lewis. He can't do anymore. This man has done a great job returning the football today.
Sam, the Saints have had so many opportunities. You talk about missed opportunities. I can think about 5 right off the top of my head. Going back to when their opening possession, when they were inside the 20, had to settle for a field goal. The Jake Reed fumble inside the 30. The Dante Stallworth when he tipped it to 21, Terry Cousins. They've had interceptions that they haven't taken advantage of. They've had opportunities, and that's another opportunity when the refs stopped the clock for them and allowed them to have this much time for another comeback.
Michael Lewis, 139 yards in punt returns. Brooks on first down. Ball is tipped and caught by Joe Horn.
Get up to the line of scrimmage.
At the 40-yard line.
The offensive linemen have to hustle to the line of scrimmage to get up there so he can down this ball.
Clock is running. They have to get set. The team is set. He spikes it and stops the clock with 45 seconds. What a play. The pass tip went up in the air and Horn caught it.
Well, they came with the blitz. This is a zone blitz again. The ball was tipped right to Joe Horn. So a turn of events as far as how the ball's been tipped. All the tipped balls and things have fallen Carolina's way. This time, however, Reggie Howard got a hand on it. When that ball goes up in the air, Joe Horn was able to come up with it.
Saints are out of timeout. 2nd and 10 at the Carolina 40. Brooks has time, steps up, throws through the hands. A jumping attempt by Joe Horn, but that one falls incomplete. Want to send special thanks to our core personnel who've been with us all season long. Bob Goosley, Kevin McCloskey, Mario Zecca, Buzz Schwing, Rob Levy, Pat Caballero, Don Vermeulen, Melanie Danko, John Robinson, Kevin Pingel, and Charles Monroe. Thanks for your great efforts all season long. Right here, Saints 3rd and 10. Out of timeouts, 41 seconds remaining. The blitz coming. Brooks rolls away and throws, and it's intercepted. Terry Cousin did it again. His 2nd interception and his 3rd takeaway of the game. And the New Orleans Saints are done.
And the sad part of it is Cleveland just scored again up in Cleveland to go ahead 23-16, Sam. Everybody did what they had to do for New Orleans except for New Orleans. Terry Cousins, what a huge day. They have used him. He has come up big with 2 interceptions. He's come up with fumble recovery. He's come up with the blitz all afternoon. He's been pressuring Aaron Brooks.
Jim Haslett can only think of what might have been. But the Carolina Panthers are going to break their losing streak against the Saints. They had lost 5 in a row. And they're going to review from upstairs.
If the ball hit the ground
to
on the
see if that ball did hit the ground the final 2 minutes of a half, first half, second half, or in overtime. All reviews come from upstairs.
We're stopping to review the play to determine whether the ball hit the ground. The ruling on the field was that it did not.
Now remember, the ruling on the field is a tough one to overturn unless you have undisputed visual evidence otherwise.
From that shot, and that is long range, it looks like it is a good interception. Cannot see the ball hitting the ground anywhere. The official had good position.
That's right. Neither one of those pictures are good enough angles and to overturn anything.
And Cousin maintained possession of the ball.
Yeah, afterwards. It appeared. I mean, it's tough to see with all those body parts in there if it did hit the ground at any point in time because it was so low. But, you know, I got to tell you, Sam, look at the covered guys. Aaron Brooks did his job. He avoided the blitz. the wide receivers could not get off the defensive back's coverage.
Jake Reed might have been open downfield, but I don't know if Brooks had time to see him
It was
down
on
the
the
field.
yeah, I think it was on the other side of the field. However, if you look throughout the course of this game, the defensive backs of Carolina just punished the receivers every time they caught the ball across the middle, anywhere they were in the field. And they had those guys thinking. And that goes back to the statement made after the first time they played them. When New Orleans came back and beat them, Joe Horn said they had fear in their eyes. I saw it in the fourth quarter. And that really upset him. And that led to the little pushing and shoving incident went on down here between Deion Grant and Joe Horn before the game. And I'll tell you, these guys came out, the secondary of Carolina, who has struggled at times this year. And they came out and they set the tone all afternoon long.
And look at that score. Cleveland coming back in that game after being down 16-10 with 2 touchdowns. So the Saints can only talk about missed opportunities.
The ruling on the field was that the ball never hit the ground. There is no visual evidence to suggest that it did hit the ground. Therefore, the ruling stands. Interception, first down, Carolina.
And that's your ball game. The Carolina Panthers are going to finish the season with 4 wins in their last 5 games. They go from 1 win last season to 7 wins this season. For Jim Haslett, another disappointing finish. His team was 9-4 2 weeks ago, and they finished the season with 3 losses to wind up 9-7. An improvement over last season, but they could have made the playoffs and did not.
5 losses, Sam, out of their last 7 games.
They finished the season 2-5. Missed opportunities for the Saints. Jim Haslett has high hopes for next season, but they could have made the playoffs and didn't. After they were 9-4, and they lost to teams that were down in the bottom of the league, to Detroit, to Cincinnati, to Minnesota, and here to a 6-9 team, Carolina, albeit a good team. So that wraps it up for Bill Moss. This is Sam Rosen. Thanks for being with us. New Orleans is eliminated. Let's go back to the studio to JB.
Hey, fellas, thank you so very much. So the New Orleans Saints lose 5 of their last 7 games. They are out of the playoffs. Atlanta is in no matter what happens, but we will take you to coverage of that game, being able to stay there only until 9 after. Let's go to Atlanta and Cleveland and join Kenny Albert and Tim Green.
Tim, the New Orleans Saints have lost to the Carolina Panthers 10-6. We welcome those of you who had been watching the Saints and the Panthers. What that means is the Atlanta Falcons, despite trailing by 8, and there's owner Arthur Blank, 2 minutes remaining, the Falcons have clinched the playoff spot. Not sure they know about it yet.
He doesn't care about the rules. He doesn't care about the other drivers. The only thing he cares about is winning.
Now, Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart
You believe that?
tries to conquer NASCAR's legendary track. The Daytona 500 returns this February, only on Fox.
In L.A., everyone's trying to be something they're not.
I lie. That's what I do for a living.
But when you're deep undercover...
Who are you guys? The real deal.
The last thing you want is for someone to find out who you really are.
You don't show fear, need, loyalty, or love. Ever.
Fastlane moves to Fridays.
They always like that?
Yeah, it usually ends in some juvenile physical contest to see who wins the argument. See?
Followed by an all-new John Doe beginning January 10th on Fox.
How does paper beat rock? That's the way it is, man. Just accept it.
Mac is not a cop. He's Al Capone with a badge.
He stole 2 bricks of cocaine, and I saw him do it.
Come near my men again. I'm gonna lose patience.
What are you mixed up in?
We killed a cop.
You've got to get Vic Mackey off the streets.
What did you do? Nothing you haven't done. I'm a different kind of cop. Who can I trust?
The Shield, an all-new season, January on FX.
Fox New Year's Eve Live with the Rolling Stones, Ashanti, Sugar Ray, Sheryl Crow, Bon Jovi, and more. Canon presents America's Party starting at 11 Fox New Year's Eve.
The Atlanta Falcons and first-year owner Arthur Blank have clinched a wild card berth by virtue of the New Orleans Saints loss at home to Carolina. Saints, who lost their last 4 games last year, lose their last 3 this season. Falcons trail this game by 8, and the Browns can clinch a playoff spot if they hold on. And Miami hangs on and defeats New England. 3rd down and 8. Michael Vick fires complete to the tight end. Algie Crumpler has a first down at the Cleveland 16, a gain of 18 yards.
There you get to see Michael Vick's laser arm and how he performs under pressure. And even though the Falcons don't need this game for the playoff berth, you know they still want this game. And we've seen Vick win games or tie games late with his arms and with his legs running.
If the Falcons score, they will also need a 2-point conversion, and they have not tried one all season long. Vick complete. Trevor Gaylor down at the 4.
Well, Kenny, Falcons are trying to come back. The key turnaround for the Browns was actually this down punt on the 3-yard line, and then subsequently this George Lane fumble recovered by Gerard Warren, and then Kelly Holcomb finds Kevin Johnson in the end zone. That gave the Browns a 1-point lead, and then William Green ran for another touchdown.
We welcome those of you who have just joined us. 1st and goal for the Falcons from the Browns 4, and Warwick Dunn to the goal line. No signal yet. Stopped just short.
Well, Kenny, aside from the touchdown pass from Vick to Finneran early, the Browns defense has been outstanding here in the red zone. Tim Couch left the game in the 2nd quarter with a broken fibula. William Green had a 64-yard touchdown rush among his 180-yard 2-touchdown day. The Falcons have the playoff berth because the Saints just lost.
And as far as the Browns are concerned, the Dolphins' lead over New England has been cut to 3. Vick throwing corner of the end zone, looking for Crumpler. Dwayne Rudd on the coverage, down to 36 seconds. Remember, the Falcons have clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 1998, despite trailing due to the Saints' 3rd consecutive defeat. And the Browns, with a win, will then need Miami to hang on or the Jets to win their game over Green Bay, one or the other.
Browns defense number 2 in the NFL in the red zone. The last 4 times the Falcons have been here, they've had to settle to try field goals. They made 3 of those 4.
On 3rd and goal, Dunn is stopped. Timeout called by the Falcons with 28 seconds remaining. Cleveland Browns Stadium is sold out. Browns only 2 home wins. Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Browns led at the half by 3. Falcons capitalized on 3 third-quarter turnovers by the Browns to take the lead, but Cleveland with 14 unanswered points in the 4th quarter. Coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader. Many of you will see the Packers and the Jets. Butch Davis and the Cleveland Browns hope to clinch a playoff spot with a win and a win by Miami or the Jets. Miami leading New England by 3, under 3 minutes remaining. Falcons have already clinched.
Well, Kenny, this game comes down to this goal line. Dwayne Rudd, the former Minnesota Vikings, stopping Warwick Dunn on 3rd and short. And Rudd was one of those Browns players this week saying this is our playoff game.
They may get to play another. No signal. Stopped short. The dog pound erupts.
This Browns defense has given up a lot of yards this year, and they've given up 330 today. But when it's counted in the red zone, they have been extraordinary.
Warwick Dunn running behind the fullback George Lane. stopped on 4th and goal.
Earl Holmes just comes up, gets his pads low, and stuffs Warrick Dunn. Fabulous defense. The Browns have done it in the red zone all game long.
So Kelly Holcomb, who started 2 games earlier this season, replacing the injured Tim Couch as the Falcons call their second timeout. Browns come back with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns after they trailed 16-10. Falcons are in as the final NFC playoff team. Giants and Falcons, the 2 wild cards. And the Browns 16 seconds away from the victory, and then they will be scoreboard watching.
And Browns rookie running back has played better and better all season long. None better than today. 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them a 64-yard run to take the lead.
Longest run of his career. 2.5 remaining in New England. Falcons 1 timeout remaining. And the Falcons use it right here. Tremendous job all season long by our crew, our producer P.T. Navarro, director Peter Blackner, associate director Fran Morrison, broadcast associate Carrie Kloster, the technical producer Kevin McRoby. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The studio AD is Jed Love. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill. Crunching the numbers for us today, Eric Merlis, Ben Bowman in the booth, Brandon Wells, Eric Norton in the truck. Tim, another tremendous season.
Kenny, thank you. It was great being with you again, our 7th year together.
11 seconds remaining. Falcons out of timeouts. So the Cleveland Browns do their part, and they will now wait and see if Miami can hang on. If they do not, Butch Davis will need a victory from the New York Jets. Only their 3rd home victory this season, yet they could be heading to the playoffs. William Green, one of the Brown stars, is with our Tony Rizzo. Tony?
Thanks, guys. William, what a great game for you. Biggest game of the year for you when your team needed it most.
It's great. You know, it's a good feeling to be alive, man. We're still alive and kicking. Live to fight another day.
William, what'd you think when Tim Couch went out? You know they were going to give you the ball a lot.
Well, we know that was a part of the game plan to keep it balanced. We stayed in the game plan, and, you know, thank God we came out with a win, and we're going to the playoffs.
Looking like you guys are going right now. Miami's winning.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. I'm looking to see the end of that game. Hopefully we're in.
Okay, congratulations, William. Guys, back to you upstairs.
Thanks, Tony. It's been an up-and-down year for the Browns, Kenny, but Butch Davis said all week long, I told the fans, if you're in it this late and you've got a chance for the playoffs, you've got to stay with us. The fans stayed with the Browns, and the Browns delivered.
2 minutes remaining in New England. Miami leading the Patriots by 3. If the Dolphins win, the Browns are in. The Falcons are in despite their loss. A wild one here in Cleveland. And the Browns win it by the score of 24-16. Thanks for joining us all season long here on Fox. For Tim Green and our entire Fox crew, this is Kenny Albert saying so long from Cleveland. We send you to Los Angeles and JB.
All right, Kenny, thank you so very much. So certainly Cleveland did its part, and William Green, many people were questioning whether or not he was a good draft pick. He certainly has shown extremely well.
Yeah, great defense by Cleveland, particularly on the goal line.
No doubt about it. Okay, folks, let's take you through the scoring rip here and get you caught up on league scores. Cleveland, again, as we mentioned now, 24-16. Cleveland has done its part, awaiting a Miami victory or maybe later for the Jets if they can beat Green Bay. The Saints are out, having lost 5 of their last 7. The Saints are out of the playoffs. Here is the NFC playoff picture. As I mentioned, the Saints are out right now, and the Giants and Atlanta are in the playoff picture. So those are the teams right now that are in there. And again, all we're waiting for now is the seeding as far as the NFC playoff picture is concerned. The Dolphins holding to a 3-point lead. They're at 2 minutes left in the contest there. The Dolphins' victory would certainly help Cleveland get in for sure. Steelers, a final over the Ravens. Ravens are out of the playoffs. The old Houston team beating the new Houston team by 10, 13-3. So in the AFC, we take a look. The only teams left right now, again, Cleveland awaiting a Miami victory or a New York Jets victory. You see the New York Jets and New England. Again, that's still up in the air right now. The Jets, of course, will be taking on and hosting the Green Bay Packers later. Other scores to pass along to you. The Bills comfortably over the Bengals. The Bengals lose 14 games on the season. The Vikings close out with 3 consecutive victories. The Redskins snap a 10-game losing streak to the Dallas Cowboys, and I guess Emmitt Smith did not get his 1,000 yards.
I mean, for those of you, Darrell Green, one of the great players of all time, this was his last football game.
Yeah, Emmitt had 18 carries for 13 yards. He missed 1,000 by 25 yards, so kind of a disappointing day all the way around for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Atlanta backs into the playoffs by New Orleans losing today, and, of course, Cleveland waiting right now for the final.
Vick.
Oh, why did the ball not Michael Vick's hand?
Someone
Dwayne Rudd's got to be happy, though. Dwayne Rudd, it didn't cost him the playoffs.
Your game is coming up next after these messages. The guys will have more to talk about after your game as well.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. Stay tuned for the second game of your NFL doubleheader. Home to the 2003, 2005, and 2007 Daytona 500, Super Bowl 39, and through 2006, the home to baseball's All-Star Game and World Series. You're watching Fox Sports.
I just want to watch a little television.
Fox Carolina, great TV. The Simpsons. That 70s Show.
I love it here. It's just funny.
Friends. Seinfeld.
It's going to be very interesting.
The suspense is killing me.
Weekdays 5 to 8. It's the place to be.
Oh, my.
Fox Carolina. Great TV.
This is regularly scheduled programming.
News doesn't take a break. That's why Fox Carolina keeps you up to date right through the weekend. Liz Walker, first with the story. Jillian Simmons with First Alert Weather and your work week forecast. And Seth Kaplan has all the scores and highlights. The only place to get your weekend news at 10. Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.
Want to know more about the top stories in the 10 o'clock news? Log on for information, links, and streaming videos. FoxCarolina.com, 24 hours a day.
Big dreams, big moments. Celebrate with your favorite friends.
I'm getting married today!
There's wild romance.
Come on, Ross, let's go have sex.
Revealing cliffhangers.
My pants are starting to come down and I'm not wearing any underwear.
Big events you won't want to miss.
We're gonna see each other naked.
Excellent.
The best times are with friends.
They're wild.
Yeah, baby.
Weeknights at 6:30 and 7 on Fox Carolina.
Meadowlands and the crowd cheering the New York Jets in midfield, although they do not know if they're going to be playing this game for any playoff circumstance. We want to welcome the viewers who saw the Cleveland Browns defeat the Atlanta Falcons 24-16 in the finale. And the Carolina Panthers upset the New Orleans Saints 10-6, so the Atlanta Falcons are in, but a late field goal by the New England Patriots have tied the game. Here is the coin toss, and Dick Hantak, who is retiring. This is his last regular season game as an NFL referee. So the cheer that just went up, the New England Patriots tying the Miami Dolphins 24-all. And if the Patriots were to win that game, that means the Jets, with the victory today, would win the AFC East title. All right, before we have the kickoff, Moose, let's take
talk about the field, which was such a big factor yesterday, and the resod, they were kicking up turf. You were on the field before the game.
Yeah, well, everybody saw the field condition yesterday. After the Philadelphia Giant game, it was a mess. They came out, rolled the field, patched it as well as they could. They did not resod the field. Now, what they used to have were pallets, and they would replace them in small squares. What they've done this year are longer rolls. There's more area to that, but it is still very soft, and during the course of the game, the condition of the field will deteriorate just as it did yesterday afternoon.
The Packers have won the toss, and they will receive. And the score tied 24-all. Adam Vinatieri with a 43-yard field goal with 1:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. That game could be headed for overtime. So the Jet fans right now have plenty to cheer for. And what a weekend this has been, with the Giants winning in dramatic fashion yesterday. Moose in overtime, 10-7, one of the more improbable games that I can remember.
It's just been a great final weekend in the NFL. The great thing about it is everybody had something to play for this weekend. There wasn't anybody that was assured of anything going into the weekend. We've got tremendous games all day long.
John Hall kicking off, and Robert Ferguson on the return for the Green Bay Packers, and jukes his way to the 30-yard line. Gain of 23 as Brett Favre comes out with his offensive unit. And let's take a look at the Packers group, and an offensive line that has had a lot of shuffling. Flanagan, Wall, Winters, Marco Rivera, who's a Brooklyn boy, going to the Pro Bowl, and rookie Kevin Barry starting at right tackle. Ahman Green, another Pro Bowler and well-deserved. Driver and Glenn are the starting wide receivers, and Bubba Franks the tight end. First down at the 29, and Ahman Green on the first carry of the game, maybe a yard. And as Darryl mentioned, the New York Jets defense, and Ted Cottrell said, coming off their best game of the year at New England last week, with Abraham, Ferguson, Evans, and Ellis up front. Sam Cowart, Marvin Jones, and Mo Lewis, the linebackers. Aaron Beasley and Donnie Abraham, the corners, with Sam Garnes and Damian Robinson at safety. Ted Cottrell turning around that defense. Second down and 8 for Favre, and his pass incomplete, bouncing in front of Donald Driver.
The reason that the Jets have been so improved, the beginning of the season, they had 6 new guys on that defensive team. They're starting to gel, and Brett Favre, talking with him yesterday, sees the similarities between what the Jets do and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do. They're getting better at understanding the system, but he still feels there are some holes out there that he can exploit.
Third down and 8, and Brett Favre playing in his 173rd consecutive game. Most consecutive starts in history by a quarterback. And his pass caught by Javon Walker and stopped well short of the first down by John McGraw, the rookie safety, and Donnie Abraham, forcing the Packers to kick.
Here's one of the areas of the game that head coach Mike Sherman is really worried about with the New York Jets. Santana Moss leads the NFL in punt return average. He's taken 2 back for touchdowns, and then also Chad Morton on kickoffs. He's taken some back for touchdowns. They don't only create field position. You've got to worry about giving up points when you kick the ball to the Jets.
Santana Moss leading the NFL in punt returns. A big edge for the Jets, as you mentioned. And Josh Bidwell, and the hang time a little less than they expect. And Moss getting away from Ferguson, turning the corner, and Santana Moss finally stopped at the 29-yard line. So right now, let's check the New York Jet offensive unit. And the line with Jason Fabini, Dave Zott coming back from knee surgery, Kevin Mawai, perennial Pro Bowler, with Randy Thomas and Kareem McKenzie on the right side. Curtis Martin, another 1,000-yard year, his 8th in a row. Lavernius Coles and Wayne Krebet. And this young quarterback, Chad Pennington, who has won 7 of 11 starts, to throw on first down. And he dumps it off to Martin, who loses the ball. Cannot hold on. Bringing up 2nd and 10. Packer defensive unit, Kabir Bajabiamila, who's had an outstanding year as a pass rusher. Cledius Hunt, Gilbert Brown, Vonnie Holliday, who had 5 sacks last week against the Bills. Wayne Nickerson and Niall Diggs are the linebackers.
And the big change, Matt Bowen starting in free safety in place of Darren Sharper, and that is a major loss for Green Bay. 2nd down and 10, and here is Curtis Martin's first carry, and he gets a yard, bringing up 3rd and long.
One of the guys we'll keep an eye on through the course of the afternoon for the Green Bay defense is Niall Diggs. That's the guy that's really raised his level of play. But this guy here, this is just outstanding what he has done. He has taken advantage of an opportunity. You saw in that first play, he is content to dump the ball off. He will not force anything down the field. That's why the Jets are one of the best in the league at not turning the ball over.
3rd down and 8, and Santana Moss coming in as a 3rd wide receiver out to the left to the bottom of your picture. And he is shadowed by Tyrone Williams. And in motion goes Coles. And here is Pennington over the middle to Curtis Martin. And Martin is stopped short of the first down by about 2 yards. And a key tackle by Antoine Edwards, the nickel safety. And 4th down coming up, and so the Jets will punt for the first time.
Kind of like a heavyweight fight right now. Both teams coming out kind of sizing up the opposition. There is some unfamiliarity here, but here's a great story. Eric Metcalf back in the NFL this season. The Packers were last in the NFL. You see the graphic right there. They've been trying different things throughout the year. This is the guy who's the best in the business at returning punts.
He has 10 career touchdowns. This will not be one as he calls for the fair catch at the 20. Lost the ball and recovers it. And right now for a game break, let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles.
Dick and Darrell, as you well know, both teams here, Miami, New England, fighting for their playoff lives. Miami was up 21-7, but New England fought back, and on that Adam Vinatieri 43-yard field goal, tied the game up to send it into overtime. We will keep you abreast of the action here. Back to Dick and Darrell.
And what drama here, Moose. I mean, here the Jets don't even know what's going on in that Miami-New England game, knowing they could be playing for division title. Right now, they're just trying to play to win. And on 1st down, Ahman Green cutting inside, picking up about 5 yards to the 30 with Donnie Abraham making the stop on Green, who went over 100 yards again last week.
Well, the thing that the Packers like to do when they run the ball is pull linemen. You see Mike Wall pull right there. He turns back inside to create this big mess. They've got to stop the penetration. Terry Glenn coming in from the wide receiver spot to get a crack block. Ahman Green, this guy runs as hard as any running back in the NFL. He gets a tremendous amount of his yards after contact. 110
yards last week against the Bills in the 10-0 victory. 2nd down and 5. Favre out of the shotgun, and he gets 6 yards on the play and for Brett Favre, and that should be enough for a 1st down. The cheer going up here at the Meadowlands, and they are keeping track as the New England Patriots have won the toss in the overtime against Miami. Again, if the Patriots win, the Jets can capture the AFC Division Championship with a victory over the Packers. First down and 10 on the Packer 36. And a fake handoff and the rollout to the left. And this pass going nowhere, thrown behind the tight end Bubba Franks. Favre proving that he can be effective rolling out to his left, as we saw against the Bears this year on a Monday night.
It's one of those things that I think a lot of people feel when you have a right-handed quarterback. You want to force him out to the left side of the pocket, but Brett Favre is one of those guys who's so unique with his abilities that doesn't really affect what he's doing. And one of the things you have to guard against, when he rolls to one side of the field, you can't automatically assume that he won't come all the way back to the other side. You've got to contain everybody in their routes. He will attempt throws all the way across the football field.
2nd down and 10. He gives it to Green. And the Jets finally bring Green down at the 41-yard line. He moved the pile to the tune of 5 yards, and right in the middle of it was Jason Ferguson of the Jets. You know, most of the Packers scoring only 30 points in the last 2 games against the 49ers and the Bills, averaging 15 a game, and that's not what they're used to.
No, I think when everybody thinks about the Green Bay Packers, they think about explosive offense, but it's really been their defense the last few weeks. But I tell you what, the way that this team has overcome injuries and the young guys taking advantage of the opportunities, everything that's happened this week, it seems as though they are a team of destiny at this point.
You would think so. They were out of the 1st or 2nd seeds, and you're right, now they have a chance to be number 1. And there is Favre on 3rd down, and the pass is dropped by Ahman Green.
So once again, the Jets hold the Packers and Brett Favre at bay. And Josh Bidwell will come in to kick it. 4th down and 5, and Santana Moss again going back deep.
Every defense wants to force 3 and outs, but when you've got a weapon like Santana Moss back there, the more times you can force the opposition to punt the football, it gives them that many more chances to make the big play that Mike Sherman is concerned about.
And Bidwell with a low kick. And here is Moss at the 15 with a chance for a return. Santana Moss. And the Packers getting a look at some exciting speed that the Jets bring. That was a 20-yard return by Moss. We want to welcome the viewers who saw a shootout today between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions, with Minnesota winning the finale. And boy, did they finish strong, Moose, winning 38-36.
They really did. And among those finishing games, knocking off 2 potential playoff teams. But right now, New Orleans is out. That was one of the victories. In Miami playing right now, trying to get into the playoffs. But 2 impressive victories down the stretch for the Minnesota Vikings, along with today's game against the Lions.
Chad Pennington starting his 2nd series from the 36. Martin bouncing outside, and Martin with some hard work getting to the 40-yard line, picking up 4 yards on the play. Martin playing hurt all season. Only the 2nd player in history to get 1,000 or more yards.
You can see right here, they've got their 4 wide receivers across the formation, and what they're doing, they're spreading them out, giving the ball inside to Curtis Martin. And I tell you what, he is more proud of what he's accomplished this year than a lot of the milestones that he's achieved. He's played the entire year hurt with a high ankle sprain. There was talk of him possibly going on IR in September. So congratulations to Curtis Martin on a great year.
2nd and 6. Brabett in motion. And Martin is stuffed at the 40 for no gain. And Kevin Mawai slowly getting up and got caught in the pile and slow to get up. And now Kevin Mawai going back to the huddle and shaken up a bit.
You're watching the left side. There's Kevin Mawai, number 68 right there. You see him getting bent back very awkwardly right there. They cannot lose Kevin Mawai in this position because the center is the guy who does all the communication back and forth on that offensive line.
3rd down and 6. Brabett split to the left. And here is Pennington. Pennington's pass. The defender had fallen down, and the pass to Lavernius Coles was off the mark. Mike McKenzie had slipped. And right now, let's check in again with James Brown for a game break.
Dick and Darrell, New England driving nicely in overtime. Halfback Kevin Falk had a nice 15-yard run in the field goal territory. He followed that up with this nice haul of this Tom Brady catch here, this Tom Brady pass. That took him to the 25, but it is being reviewed. We'll keep you updated. Back to Dick and Darrell.
All right, JB, and the punt by Matt Turk, fielded by Eric Metcalf. And Metcalf is dumped at the 21-yard line. So the drama of the unknown continues here at the Meadowlands. No score between the Packers and the Jets.
Chocolate, maybe?
Hey, Bobby.
Hey? Chocolate? I don't.
Well, I would rent a car for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why not get right to the good part? Like Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards. Forget counting miles. Fly just 4 round trips and get 1 free by receiving double credit when you book at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Let's circle back to Cincinnati with those figures, you know. I'm worried about that.
Oh, no. It's awful.
Okay, I'll be right there. Guys, I gotta go.
I think we can achieve substantial penetration in the rim.
That's awful. Really sorry, but I have to go.
The new Boxster. It is perhaps the perfect getaway car.
Okay, skinny and to the right. Wait.
Need a lot of minutes? Switch to Sprint, and for just $30 a month, get unlimited night and weekend minutes and 300 anytime minutes. And get a free PCS phone instantly at Sprint stores.
What about this? Good question.
PCS from Sprint. Clearly, the phone to give or get.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
Well, those fans are watching the Dolphins and the Patriots. That play was reviewed, and it was ruled a catch. So right now, the Patriots on the Dolphin 25-yard line, 1st and 10, in a overtime game with the score tied at 24. Packers with a first down at the 20. Green trying to go outside to his left, and he is tackled from behind by John Abraham after a pickup of 3.
And John Abraham makes that play all the way from the backside of the field. He's going to line up absolutely away from the play. Look at him as he comes up. He goes down the line in pursuit. Everybody talks about Kabir Baja-Biamila, but the Jets have a guy very similar to him in John Abraham.
The Jet defense